everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sparrows, brought to you by Roll for Chaos. Look at all these lovely and wonderful faces all around the table. Oh, I appreciate each and every one of you, of course, but I would be remiss to say that we are not saddened by the simple fact that one of us can no longer continue this game. That makes me very sad. That one person in particular is Finnegan himself, old Bees over here, Big Bees. Tonight is his last night. And we are all saddened by that fact, because life is sometimes something that runs around kicking people in the nuts, and this is what has happened to Bees right now. Not an appreciated thing, just right up there, punk, right in the mommy daddy button, whatever you want to call it. And, so that is not to say that we are going to see the last of this brilliant, beautiful, wonderful individual who's going to be showing up on some of our other one-shots and performing one of his own soon and all kinds of other things, and maybe taking place at another show in the future. But for now, Finnegan will no longer be a Sparrow. So, F's in chat. Appreciate you, man. We are going to go around the table here tonight. And we do have some scenes. We do have some recaps to make up. But one thing that you get to have at this point in time is the love and adoration of all of your friends here, as we say at least one thing. Just give us one thing you appreciate about Bees here, and how you feel about him leaving. We're gonna go at random around the table. I'll save myself for last, of course. So first off, Gwen McSherry, your turn is first.
Wonderful, because there can never be just one thing about Bees. Which is why I'm glad that all of us have to say something, because we'll maybe make a drop in the bucket telling you all about the wonderfulness that is Bees. I think the first thing that we're going to highlight today is the fact that he is the most warm and genuine individual I know, and I feel so lucky to know him. And even more lucky to have gotten to game with him for a little bit.
100%. We're going to move right along to Jackal. Your turn, sir.
Because I don't want you to see me cry. Respectfully, sir, you have been nothing but empathetic and understanding to me throughout this friendship, throughout every crisis I've held. You've made it clear that you leave the porch light on for us. If we were ever in doubt, ever in trouble, if we were ever in a bad situation, morning, noon, or night, to contact you. My only regret here at Sparrows is that I can't extend the same power towards you as a person for going out of your way to be nice and empathetic and understanding towards people, no matter how fucked up and twisted the situation.
Ditto. Moving right along to Nora.
Wow. That's hard to follow. Bees, you're fucking hilarious, and it's really great to see your energy and your enthusiasm on every stream you visit, and the way you greet everybody in all caps in chat just brings a smile to my face. And
Hello?
You are one hell of a role player, and I am greatly looking forward to playing with you again in the future.
All right, Benjamin. Benjamin, you're up.
In the words of Captain James T. Kirk, of my friend I have only this to say. Of all the bees I have met along my travels, he was the biggest.
And...
We will cross paths again.
All right, Kai, your turn.
What's up, Bees? We're hanging out. For sure. Because I wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay. definitely want to get more time with that brilliant fellow over there. And from my statement here, Bees, I feel like you and I have become fast friends a lot quicker than a lot of individuals that I have in my lifetime. And while I am somebody who makes friends relatively easily, you are someone that is very close to me, that I can understand a lot, and we seriously need to hang out and have some brews and have some barbecues and get our families together. Other than that, you have been constantly positive, you've been constantly supportive of all of us in this community, and have always been trying to help us out as much as you can, even though you got a bunch of crazy on your plate at all times. So, from the bottom of my heart and of RFC here, thank you for being here and for continuing being here. And we'll see more of you in the future in various other forms, amalgamations, and Cthulhian horrors, I'm sure. All right. Hey, Bees, what do you have to say about tonight? You're good. That's it, huh? All right. So, to everybody else out there in the audience, you are aware that last time on this show, some crazy nonsense has happened. Where do we begin? Where do we begin? We'll begin by some scenes that we have written up for this, for some details about each one of these characters before we get back to the main event. I'm going to leave Nora in suspense because Clarion wasn't here and has purposefully not gone back and watched the episode because there was a bit of crazy that happened for sure, and it'll be interesting to see how that's parsed out in the end. So the first scene that we have for tonight is with Red Iron. So, Red. We see a large scrapyard. Within it, an ancient pre-war vehicle, massive in size. Nearby, the foreman is standing next to a young Red Iron with a host of other scrap mechanics. The foreman comes forward at that point in time.
All right, we need to break this thing down. That engine is coming first. I have it on good authority that if we can remove the core intact, we should be able to take a small fortune from this little grab. It could go a long way into getting in the good graces of House Wellesley. Ishlud, you're up.
I'm up?
Yeah, you're the only one small enough to fit in there. Come on, this is what you're paid for.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, get to it. Now be careful. That thing doesn't work when it comes out of there. We're taking it out of your hide.
Oh, no, Ishlud will get it.
All right.
You see the rest of the individuals at the scrapyard kind of standing around these large exhaust ports and venting nearby that kind of leads down into the machine. As the Ishlud crawls into one of these venting pipings, small places not really meant to be seen after manufacture. He finds themselves covered head to toe in exhaust grit while moving deeper within the engine. Black soot and debris. Your third arm, kind of the weaker version of it, having to help pull you through some of these more narrow spaces. And you find yourself wedged after a little while, but can see a slightly larger chamber up ahead.
Okay, all right, this is it. Okay, I think there's going to be another exhaust pipe behind us when we get in there. So, what we can do is we just cut through this one, crawl inside. What do you think? Yes.
And then the third arm starts to like carve out a little bit of space so that Red can shimmy through into the chamber.
Through the bang of metal, a little bit of dripping and molten steel that kind of is in the way, bouncing down, we see Ishlud drop into the space nearby. Inside of this, it's a much larger little location inside the center of this thing, where there is a massive object stabilized within the center of the room. Cords and wires and framework all holding it in place as it kind of vibrates a little bit. Something tells you that it's not fully inert. What happened next?
What is this? If we can get this, maybe they'll talk to us like they talk to each other. What do you think? Okay, we just clip, 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 very gently, and then we just shimmy right out with it.
And then Red pops up and just starts to like at the wires, trying to gently extract the object.
As each one of these wires kind of pips away, you see it kind of wobble a little bit. The vibrations inside that little what is that thing called? Gyroscopic force that's within starts going out of balance slightly. And you hear a little ding, 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 ding inside of the machine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Red grabs part of it and then uses that to stabilize, slow down, and then stop the gyro. And then the third arm goes in and then like touches whatever the object is in there to hold it in place.
Okay, holding it still, you hear it just kind of starting to settle again, but it's pushing back against you in third arm.
Okay. All right.
Red pulls out just a wire cutter and then a little hacksaw. And then with third arm stabilizing the whatever's in there, starts to just manually clip away at everything slowly.
And you very carefully extract this thing. As you pull it down from the center, you can feel the energies within it just vibrating heavily, and you get this static charge sensation as you pull it down.
Okay.
Looks over at the arm, apropos of nothing.
Don't let it touch anything. Slowly now.
And then Red gently starts to pull it away from the metal edifice that it's sitting in.
Suddenly there's a lightning arc that just up from across it. What happens then?
That's... Red holds still for like a long time. And then hears pounding from the outside and muffled voices.
Okay. One more try.
And then gives it one more try to pull it out. And that's when it happens.
There is a triggered effect. As he pulls this thing from the center, lightning arcs around it, and then the core fractures. As it fractures, a huge amount of energy is released immediately. There's a massive explosion, and all we see from the outside of this engine is a bunch of the foreman and a bunch of the scrap workers standing around, blasted off their feet as part of this engine explodes outward. We see Ishlud tumbling end over end, like crashing into the ground and smoking. You hear voices, but you can't tell what they're saying. Your ears are not working. Your communication is a little bit fuzzy based on that explosion, since you use a form of telepathy, basically. And you just see individuals all around you, like staring down at you and like pointing.
Red reaches for their right arm.
It is missing.
And then feels their face.
The welding mask that Red was wearing, that Ishlud was wearing, is now melded directly onto his skull.
Ishlud just starts screaming.
Starts screaming out. As you scream, you start hearing a chorus of voices around you as well. As you start to hear these voices calling too, you start realizing they're coming from the machinery on the ground all around, screaming out in pain, co-joined to yours.
I don't know, like, Ishlud is at this point quite delirious and has a difficult time responding, especially with the trauma of having an arm missing.
Mm-hmm. The scene starts to fade out as everybody's standing around, kind of just staring at him, laughing. You see his workers there nearby. One of them just pats another one on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, he's Lesrin. He'll grow through it. No big deal." And they all just kind of like start moving back in towards the engine, trying to take anything that could be repaired. The foreman looks over, looks down.
"I told you not to mess that thing up."
Kicks him in the side and then walks off.
Red kind of lays back and just sort of resigns himself. It's not great.
You're staring up at the skies and you start hearing,
"Red iron, red iron, red iron, red iron, red iron, red iron, red iron,"
as they all seem to recognize you around for the work that you have done. And that scene fades out as we see the incident that turned Ishlud into Red Iron. Now, we move on. Leife. We see you walking through a small training yard. to where there are these stacked poles all around, and there's a young Skixon standing upon them, kind of moving through katas. In Skeen, he starts stating, left, right, dip, stand, tuck, roll, spin, kick, ah! And you see this individual fall off of the pole onto the ground after incorrectly completing that kata. Unfortunately, the last tail slap required for the final noise that is in Skeen didn't quite work for this individual, Wet-Eye, who is now crashed into the ground and gets up looking all watery-eyed and kind of bleary. The motions in Skeen have always humored you a little bit, Leifei, as you watch Wet-Eye, one of your best friends at the time, describing the kata's motions while going through them at the same time. No simple task in a full-body communication style. That's why it's done that way. Missing a tail, you've always struggled with tuck and kick when speaking in Skeen, and you've had to get creative, sometimes using the skateboard you were given to act as a surrogate tail for that sound necessary in the language. What do you say to Wet-Eye as he's laying there on the ground, having fallen down? He's just staring at the sky at the moment.
Certainly. Leifei wanders, or moves with purpose over towards him, grabs him by the wrist and starts pulling him up.
Thank you, Leifei.
Going well again, mate?
As well as can be. I always miss it on that last spin. I got a little dizzy, you know.
Yeah. Well, I know. I've been watching you a lot. It's hard. It's definitely hard.
Yeah.
You want to try it together?
Yeah, let's do that. Might as well get you to stop gawking and just join me while we do this. I've never gotten that kick high quite right. Not as flexible as you leg-wise. Wet-Eye kind of looks over at you for a second and kind of scratches his head before looking up again. Probably because I haven't done as many accidental splits as you from falling off that board. He kind of grins.
Leifei just like sort of moves a hand down to his nethers and yeah. Right. And he just reminded of yesterday.
So we see the two of them kind of move back onto their balancing boards, start their positions, start doing their katas and working together. A little bit of bantering back and forth, a little bit of laughing that occurs until the master comes in, and it's just like, silence, work in quiet and continuous focus. And the scene fades from there as we see them working on their skills as still mine. Later, we see Wet-Eye and Leifei having a simple meal of crisp bread and Lamour mushroom steaks, while their master walked the compound nearby, snipping leaves off of tiny bushes, keeping them meticulously grown, removing frail and damaged spots, facilitating growth, driving away insects, things like that. As you're sitting there, Wet-Eye turns over to Leifei, and you see his tail just like thump you in the middle of the forehead because you're busy listening to your music. Hey, so
What, mate?
why do you think he takes such care with the garden? It is not like the swamp isn't just going to eat it no matter how hard he tries. This whole place is nothing but decay after the war. You see him just kind of sigh.
I don't know. You want to try and figure out?
Well, we just maybe catch him by surprise once more.
I think you'd like that.
Yes. How about you go point this time, and I'll try the sneak up. Last time, he heard your wheels coming.
All right. Yeah, I think he did something to the board.
You think he would? I mean, he's very thoughtful. Maybe he added something into the bearings area.
All right. Later, you tell me what that means, and we'll look for it.
Oh, okay then.
And the two of them like go to try to sneak off. We see them kind of moving together in various different angles towards the master. About halfway through, the master turns and a rock flings up from his tail while he spins around, tapping one of them on the face with a stick and the other one getting hit in the face with a rock.
Nice try. Once more.
The scene fades out again. We see a few days later. Leifei, you wake up to begin your morning routine. Today feels a little cold, a little strange. As you get up out of bed, the moisture in the air is pretty heavy. There's a wet, dense fog sitting on your master's compound. And you can hear the far-off rumble of thunder and see the flashes of lightning in the sky. Normally at this time, you get up to go out and try your balancing routines, and the rain is especially welcome, according to your master. That makes the board slipperier and harder to stand on.
Yeah, he starts moving out a little bit wary as he's looking around, trying to smell the air.
You smell the air, and as you do so, you feel like something is off. When you arrive at the balance rods, the standing rods, Wet Eye's not there. That's not unlike him. I mean, he does sometimes wake up, a minute or two after you. So you decide to start working on your katas. You climb up on the standing rods, shake some of the sleep out of your eyes, kind of deal with that heavy weight that you get from those foggy, cold mornings. And as you're out there, when you start waking up the most, Wet Eye's been gone for way too long. 30 minutes, an hour. He's never this late.
And Leif has been like looking towards the spot that essentially has his foot spots where like claws scratched and such. He's like, he better not still be sleeping. Oh. I'd like to be sleeping right now. And he starts plodding off towards where Wet Eye usually sleeps, like looking around, opening up the door.
You move to his bunk, and his things are all there, and he's not.
And he's looking around. Right, next time. And he's looking around to see if he's like in the shadows somewhere, trying to sneak up on him.
You search. And after a while, it's apparent that Wet Eye is nowhere to be found. You start walking the compound, and you don't see him. You don't find him. A few days pass, and he's nowhere. Either he's abandoned you and the master, which you don't think is likely, or something has happened to him.
At this point, he's been searching around, trying to find footprints, anything, but I'd assume he's too good if he's trying to hide something, or if he's gone, somebody else did it.
There is one mistake you found. There is one paw print that had been mostly covered by something, scraped away, that was heading out east. You knew that sometimes Wet Eye would travel out in the morning to gather a few different fruits that he really liked. He would sneak them away from the master because you weren't allowed to have them. Too much sugar, he always said. But sometimes Wet Eye would travel out here to get them. So that makes you think that's the direction that he headed, but his footprints were scattered and mostly covered. Where his last step should have been is so meticulously covered and taken care of that an expert has to have hidden them. You don't think Wet Eye was capable of that, necessarily.
Life has learned enough that he goes back towards his master and asks, "Sir, Blondie, Wet Eye's gone, and you haven't said a word about it. What? I think he went off."
Will not be returning.
Why?
Back to your studies. It is something that you must not dwell on. He is gone. That is all there is to it. You and I will continue.
The very small dot on... actually, the one time I didn't paint my head. The small dot is glowing lightly and starts to dim out. What do you mean by that?
He's gone. Strike it from your mind. Focus.
Blondie, I cannot do that.
You must, if you wish to continue your training.
That is not my way.
You would leave?
No. I wouldn't leave. But my brother needs me.
When the 3 katas are finished, you may search once more.
He shrugs his shoulders, and this rope over his back, which is held his skateboard, just sort of unlatches as his finger, quick as light, just sort of nibs off on it. As the skateboard starts rolling along, the noticeable squeak is gone at this point.
Fixed it.
And he just rolls on back,
Alright.
shakes his head, and follows after into the footsteps of his brother.
Scene fades. Unfortunately, Leifei was unable to find him at that point. We'll see what happens. So, we now move to Amos. We see a group of individuals in full tactical gear, sweeping a street, moving between buildings in a very crowded city. Very large one, somewhere on Avalon. Looking for something. Coming to a stop, Amos holds up a hand and calls for a halt. What do you say to your team nearby?
Circle around, make sure that none of them slip through.
You
Hit
see...
them fast, we hit them quiet. Don't cause too much of a stir.
We see his crew start moving away. Well-geared dwarf bearing the signs of medical training and wearing a security badge with the name Dwellman on it stands off to his shoulder, kind of looking up towards him. We see many of these soldiers that are under Amos's control scattering around and looking for something in a large tent city. Nearby, a first lieutenant moves back up from a group that had been traveling away. On his tag, the name Pushomu, alongside 3 riflemen and a translator. Sir, intel says we've got a large group of them here.
Shield team, what's our status?
In position. You start hearing a lot of individuals radioing in that they've moved around to quarantine off this little tent city nearby.
Spear team, contingency ready?
Aye, sir.
Spear team, contingency ready.
Contingency ready, sir.
On 3. 1, 2, and just like that, through the door, a small canister falls. It stumbles for a moment before there's this awe-inspiring flash. The moment it goes off, Amos goes through the door, shield up, pistol out. On the ground, everyone on the ground!
So we see a lot of individuals here, some of them trying to escape through some nearby doors and windows, some of them hit the floor immediately. Many of them looking like civilians of some kind, but very obviously a few elves are noticed that kind of throw in some of their own debris, or throw in some of their own distractions, and start trying to escape the scene.
Posh, we got 2 running. Don't hurt them.
Yes, sir, I'll take him down.
So, running after the others as Amos and team secure, we see Posh running in the distance, chasing after these 3 elves on foot. There's a bunch of gunshots at the distance, and from where you're standing at, Amos, you feel your hackles begin to rise. All of these individuals on the floor, too quiet, too easy. The elves left without much of a fight. Something isn't right. The breeze around you seems to stop, and everything becomes deadly silent.
Shield team, status.
Sir, we seem to have lost track of them. We're not entirely certain where they've gone.
Spear team, status.
Sir, we've seen a few of the elves seem to enter into the actual tent city itself. They're all over the place.
Amos gestures to a couple of riflemen. Cuff them up, gag them, don't hurt them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's this about additional forces?
You see Lieutenant Posh step back into the room. Sir, we've seen individuals on the rooftops nearby. They seem to be watching, waiting for something, and Amos, right at that moment, as if time is standing still, you see Lieutenant Posh spinning around as there's a whoop, and you see fire begin rising up from underneath one of the individuals laying on the floor. Explosives set in a place to catch most of you in here. As it explodes upward, you see Lieutenant Posh spinning around, shrapnel and fire burning out of his body. You can tell right away he's dead or will be soon. As he flings through the air and the inferno begins to sweep into the tent city, you see many of your soldiers flung off their feet as opposing blasts all around seem to be hitting them. With your ears ringing, your snout bleeding, you see Dwellman yelling something at you, but you can't quite hear him. Something is wrong with your communication. Your mind can't get what's being said.
What is problem? Amos tries to say verbally in Imperial.
You see Dr. Dwellmond rush over to you and grab a hold of you, saying something about ambush, about leading people into a trap, yelling in your face.
Instantly, everything just snaps back in. Get anyone with 2 functioning arms on a window. Everyone else, keep them down.
Hurriedly
Defensive
gathering
positions.
You gather remaining forces. You begin marching through the burning compound. You begin sweeping and clearing out any additional explosives and things like that. And you come upon a tent nearby that, as you open it up, you see that there's a bit of burning debris, burning intel. You can see old books, a whole cache of supplies that could be very
Stamp it out,
beneficial.
stamp it out, stamp it out, stamp it out. Save as much as you can.
See the crew like throwing down blankets and making all of the fire go out as quickly as possible. So you save most of it. As you are gathering these supplies, Amos ends up being confronted by Dwellman. What does that scene look like?
Amos is finishing clearing the sector. They're gonna lower their pistol. They're gonna turn around. See a barrel in their snout. What's going on?
You led us into an ambush on purpose, didn't you?
Hold. What? What's going on?
It's bad intel, Amos, and this is not the first mistake you've made.
What would I have to gain from this, Dwellman? Huh? Doc? War hero?
Maybe you're working alongside the Tile.
That's absurd, Doc. You're the logical one. Think about this.
I am thinking about this. You've already been somebody who's thrown caution into the wind one too many times. You've destroyed too many of our forces. The university can't support these kind of losses much longer.
What happened at the Phalanx wasn't my fault. Now put the gun down.
I can't do that, Amos. You start hearing explosions kind of going off in the distance again, and call out over the radio.
There's more of them. There's more of those elves. We gotta deal with them now.
Dwellman, turning back, goes, "Sorry, friend. Good luck to you." He like bashes you over the head with a gun for a second, and when you wake up, you're chained to the ground.
No. Shh. Ah!
No ammunition, low on options. You see elven fighters start running into the compound, coming at you with murderous intent. The chain that's attaching you to the floor is only a few feet long.
Gonna rip the first one's arm off.
Amos jumps into fighting, immediately starts tearing these individuals apart. We hear the sounds of roaring in the distance. And over time, we start hearing rumors about the Beast of Eastwatch. And that is Amos's scene. We move right along now. Beatrix! You, Leife, Cutlass, and Cullens are sitting down in a raucous establishment, moving many shady-looking individuals of dark repute all around, having a jovial time, singing off-key with inappropriate songs, fighting each other over slights, and generally being very piratey in the surrounding area. We see the crew enjoying themselves at the moment, having a toast to a job well done. And Beatrix, at that moment you find that you need to excuse yourself temporarily. Why'd you get up?
Well, B looks like she's about 7 at this point, but is old enough that she's imbibed a few too many, and she just needs a little fresh air.
Mm-hmm. So you get up to go get some air. You kind of walk away from the table. Cutlass looks over.
B, you take care now, and you bring us a couple more rounds when you come back.
Okay, Cap, I'll do it.
Thanks, good girl there.
He pats you on the head, kind of turns back to everybody at the table. You hear more like raucous singing occurring, and Cutlass is like,
Leife, teach us that one you know by that one undead lady. Sing that one, would you?
And then you see B starting to move away as everybody starts singing at the table. as you are heading outside to get a little fresh air, a little cold air from the area that you're on Eris, actually, in a hidden pirate cove there on board the very, very arctically cold world, where you can kind of just look out and see in the distance all of this snowfall and whatnot, and the field of energy that's protecting everybody from freezing to death. But even outside, the air is quite a bit chilly compared to interior of the building. And as you're standing there, kind of shaking your head off and looking up at the multitude of little tiny moon fragments from the damaged, moons of the world here, you hear someone from the side. Hey, you here, come here, I need help. You look off to the side and you see someone standing there, like holding his chest, a little bit of blood hit the pavement. He doesn't look like he can stand upright all the way.
What happened?
Can you bandage me? I need assistance. I got stabbed.
I don't have any bandages, but I can go in and get somebody if you'd like.
Oh, I've got some here in my pack on my side. You just grab. You see him starting to like slide down the wall nearby.
Well, okay, I'll help. I try to be helpful wherever I go. The Admiral doesn't really approve of it, but Captain Cutlass seems to appreciate it.
So you get a little bit closer and you go to grab these supplies from this individual's bag when he immediately spins and picks you up, turning and going around the corner. As you're kind of flailing in hand from this individual, you see, she fell for it! Boy, she fell for it! I knew it! You see a bunch of individuals walk out from around the corner. A rival pirate gang, as a matter of fact, the first mate of which is standing there.
Captain Haim will be quite satisfied when we get a leg up on old Cutlass here. I reckon we can get quite the ransom for you,
poking you in the middle of the chest.
You better give me back. Captain Cutlass won't pay you anything. He'll take it out of your hide.
Take it out of our hide. I'd like to see him try, boys. Eh? They all start kind of laughing around him. And you say, well, we're going to need a little souvenir. Get his, get him on our side, on our level, know what he's all up about. What do you think? Finger? An ear?
Stay away from me!
You see, as you're kind of like dangling there, kicking, one of them grabs a knife and starts moving towards you. Off to the side, as you're sitting there, you hear a whisper in your ear. You there. You. Do you need help?
Yes. I need a lot of help. I think they're going to hurt me.
You feel kind of like this weird breeze that makes the hair flutter at the back of your neck. I can help. I am but a little Zephyr at this point in time. And if you allow me into your heart, I will join you. I will give you enough power to escape.
Okay. We can be friends. Zep?
No one's called me Zep before. I like it. I will help you. Now,
thank you.
Listen to the wind, child. As suddenly you feel this pressure move against you. We see Beatrix kind of float up off the ground, the pirates nearby. Whoa, hey, sit, come back! You see Bee just floating up into the air and flying up above the building temporarily, kind of waving at them. See him like reach for pistols and a gust of wind comes down and knocks them all onto the ground. You end up floating down to the other side of the building and land on the ground. That seems to be the limit of my capabilities.
That was amazing, Steph. I've never flown like that before.
It is fun. It is quite fun. What is your name?
My name's Bee.
Bee.
And I'm a pirate.
Oh, lovely. A pirate bee. Well, I suppose we will continue working together then.
I'd like that, Sep. Everybody needs more friends.
Of course. Friends, and then we can grow strong and big, and nothing like that will ever happen to either one of us ever again.
I like that.
We see Bee speaking to this little, like, mote of wind that just kind of floats around her temporarily before she goes and walks back into the building. And then Cutlass and Lefe and Cullens and Bee all get up, and there's a bar fight that happens after them. We move on to the next scene. We open up on a dark room lit by gas lamps with machines moving all around, working, creating, with wet noises of meat being sliced, heard in the distance. Mumbling figure. Oh, sure, you can't find those. He's, physical. It's not going to. You got all the connectivity with the. Ugh. And this individual, hunched over, walks through a room before coming over before what we can see is a dirtier and much more simple Clarion Bell.
I can't believe he's asking that of me. Such a fool. Clarion Bell, activate.
We hear the master state that
Hello,
simply.
Master.
Hello, Clarion Bell. You are to head to Alderan, gather a package for me labeled patches, and return directly here.
The immediate master is immediately lost in thought, kind of turning around, looking throughout the room.
Of course, Master. Before I leave, I had a question.
Turns around like you've grown another head spontaneously.
What? You have a question.
And you can see that Clarion is covered in bloody gloves and apron that she then begins removing and washing so that she can go out into presentable, normal society. And she says, "Yes, Master, you have once again assigned me to interrogate your guests.
Yes.
And I have noticed that they do not like being interrogated. They, in fact, beg me to stay alive."
Hush. Their lives are worth nothing.
They seem to place a great value on their lives.
Selfish. Outside of the range of progress. I mean, what is a life worth, really, unless you come up with something great to follow from it? A death can be worth more than a life.
What are you creating, Master, that is worth so many deaths, then?
None of your concern. You are but a machine here. Do as you are bidded, and things will be fine. Continue to act like this, I will need to reprogram you.
Understood. And the camera zooms into Clarion's face, and you see all of the delicate machinery in her mind start ticking and whirring, and you see a scene of her sitting down with a book that says Basic Philosophy, and another book, she's hiding it inside of a book of anatomy, but it says, what does it mean to be a good person, There's a pamphlet from a local cult that she was looking at. There's, or a church. And, same difference. You can see she starts planning in that moment. Okay, what needs to happen next? And you can see, her entire HUD shifts. She moves from assigning the master as must be obeyed to hostile ? Enemy ? All of this takes maybe 5 seconds, and she hangs up the gloves and the apron, and she puts on clean clothes, and she gathers up a rucksack to carry the package in, and she says, "I estimate the trip will take 35 minutes.
All right. We see Clarion heading out into the wilds, traveling towards parts unknown, but not necessarily where she was supposed to go.
There's a scene where she picks up a large extra battery, where she dives into the bottom of a well where there are known to be coins that people wish on. You can see a scene of her trading for things and getting different supplies, and there's just a montage of her walking, and every few seconds it cuts to a different lighting, a different world, a different street. And finally, there's a shot of her packaging up this extra battery inside a drone casing. And we see the first Sheldon being made.
So we see the little light turn on from Sheldon Mark 1's eye, just kind of looking around. The scene starts to fade out.
And she says to Sheldon, "Good. You can be an eye behind me."
Everyone can use a couple of extra eyes on the back of their head, I think. All right.
And then it fades out.
So Clarion, seeing her moving and leaving the master and deciding to be her own person. Oh, but if the universe wasn't so harsh and cruel. But then again, you did fall in with pirates, so that works. So, recapping before moving on to bees real quick. We happen to see the ship last time on Sparrows. Okay, where do we start? Right. So everybody had escaped the outpost after it kind of exploded, and they kind of rode themselves to victory in one way or another, all crashing into the deck, bared by the giant bear huggy arms of Amos. Having slammed into the deck so hard that he broke into the kitchen from the top floor, there was now a large hole in the surface of the deck. Finding himself down below, everybody had been told basically to go get some rest, get patched up by Clarion, be in better spirits, all those kinds of things. Amos had almost lost an arm entirely. It was being sewed back on to the most part by Clarion, when Finnegan was awakened after a nice rest by Carrot, sleeping in the bunk right above him. That had caused a bit of a panicked moment, as Finnegan thought that there was some sort of demon carrot on board the ship trying to eat his face, and proceeded to slam him in the face with a bunch of chemicals, causing Carrot to grow a vestigial twin out of his shoulder. And then freak out, running from the room as it was biting Carrot's own head, causing a bit of panicked chaos around the ship, as Carrot was acting like a scared dog, running across walls, smashing into things, breaking stuff, and fleeing himself, which you can't really get away from yourself, no matter how hard you try, all the way up onto the deck. As that happened, above deck, there were some repairs that were supposed to be completed by Red Iron, who had decided that he would start trying to prepare all that stuff and get it done, and had moved up onto the deck to start working with everybody that was there. Of course, Carrot running back and forth was problematic, and Red Iron tried setting up some work on the deck, but hadn't quite gotten there because for some reason there was something going on the ship, like there isn't always. Okay, this is confusing. So there was a distinct, strange sensation that came across many in the crew, and something was off, something was wrong, and started to make people a little bit nervous. Red Iron had realized something bad was happening, and had realized that there was a distinct lack of Sylvia being regular, being normal. So it decided to trade Sylvia places. Sylvia was going to take his body, and Red was going to go inside the mind of Sylvia and figure out what was going on. In that time, Finnegan had found his way into the kitchen, had gotten right up in the face of Amos. Amos was already kind of grouchy because of all the injuries, and there proceeded to be a standoff. Pretty solid one for just about 0.5 seconds, when suddenly Finnegan was slammed headfirst upside down into a barrel of sardines. Amos chased after Carrot, trying to collect that crazy being, while Finnegan had to eat his way out of the sardines because they were over his head, so he was munching away as quickly and as powerfully as he possibly could, when Amos caught the rampaging Carrot and brought him back, sans extra head, into the downstairs room, and then shoved him very forcibly in the barrel with Finnegan, now faced with a face full of sardine oil and a rampaging demon Carrot that had somehow ended up in the same barrel. He freaked out, screamed in his face, and then Carrot did not like being jiggled because Amos picked up the damn barrel they were in and started shaking it all over the place, and proceeded to cause Carrot to vomit into Finnegan's mouth. So then it slammed back into the floor. Bicky came in to see her kitchen shambles or ruin, and one of their only stockpile of fresh proteins messed up. Bicky did the goblin thing and then had to eat the nearest living object that would fit in her mouth, which turned out to be Finnegan's tail. Biting off Finnegan's tail caused him to freak out even further, and upon exiting the barrel, turned into a whole, this whole building is full of demons and monsters and ghosts thing, And there was a bit of more crazy happening at that moment. On the deck, repairs were underway. Sylvia was doing her part and fixing that with the aid of various individuals, Leifei and Beatrix and whatnot. But Red Iron had found out, because Clarion was acting strangely as well, upon getting into Sylvia's mind, that Sylvia had been infiltrated by Albariot Sephratus, the machine god. That there was a whole connective network thing going on, and that the egg was kind of an antenna type situation to the whole thing. Deeming it necessary to try to stop the madness from occurring, to try to stop whatever it was that this being that believed in order through strict and abject subjugation might have in store for all of you, did the only thing that he thought would work, which was to reboot Sylvia entirely and put her in safe mode where he could access the problems and deal with those, brought about, of course, by the chaos of our audience. Thank you. Being forced to make that decision in very, very short time, Red Iron suddenly found himself stuck in Sylvia's mind during a reboot and had his entire physical and mental construct disintegrated and restarted as well.
The face Azedadine is making right now.
Red Iron was reconstructed from his base mental synapses from the ground up, rebooted alongside Sylvia, losing some of his memories and gaining some other ones, and having to deal with the fact that this whole thing had happened. He did come through in the end, but it was not without loss. And where he found this reboot situation occurring, he was able to cut off and sever the remote connection access point through Sylvia. She no longer has any sort of radio control. And by doing that, the machine god was cut off, and Sylvia and Red were alone. It's just us now, she says. Coming out of that, and all the craziness going on, Clarion and Amos and B and the captain all found out that the egg had hatched and had spilled grossness all over the floor. Whatever it was that was inside of there before has come to an end. Amos got a bit paranoid about that. Cutlass, of course, also did. But at that point in time, Red Iron had come upstairs. Amos had stared him down, said, what was this all about? What's going on? Because every single one of them seemed to have a time lapse where they remember doing a lot of things and then suddenly going backwards in time, almost half an hour to everything they'd been doing, as all of that had been a mental construct. So now that they are all having to deal with this craziness, realize that all the work that they just did on the ship, all of these events, rewound. Finnegan is back inside the barrel, upside down again, chewing on things, and this time when Vicky comes to eat Finnegan's tail, it is instead Leifei who pulls him out of the barrel, and there's a whole nervous moment that there's some sort of red demon goblin that's going to eat his tail again. And we go back upstairs where Amos searches as well as he can, trying to absorb some mental information like he's done in the past from Red Iron, and finds out that Red Iron is not Red Iron that he knew. He realizes that Red Iron has been reconstructed mentally and that is not the same person technically. That put Amos into a position of paranoia, and then everybody arrested Red Iron, separated him from Sylvia, took him down and put him in stocks and chains inside the brig, and are now planning on finding some way to jettison or disconnect Sylvia and get rid of it. Cutlass is trying to figure out what to do about that, and maybe head to Avalon, where he knows some people at the university might help, although that's difficult for pirates. And Leifei had gone to speak with Red Iron, trying to see if maybe there was more to this than everybody else was saying. Maybe cooler heads would prevail, being the still mind, who knows. So we come back to Finnegan. Since you've been left out so long, we're going to put you up front and center. You are downstairs.
Oh, great.
Leifei has traveled off. You had gone actually upstairs to do the repairs on board the ship and to drive the ship, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, I wasn't doing repairs. I was driving.
Everybody else was working on it while you were driving. You were supposed to be heading on your route back to civilization as best you could, as the captain had ordered. So you were driving the ship.
You let the crazy turtle drive.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
On top of everything else. Mm-hmm.
As you
Bee's busy crying right now, so
Yeah. So, because B was no longer remembered by Red Iron. B has been forgotten entirely from Red Iron's memory. And we move over to Finnegan. We see you standing at the deck. We see you swinging that wheel back and forth. Just big old swings. And we see large chunks of rock flying towards you. You already got hit once, but you're about to move past the station that you all blew up. Can you give me another agile roll here, Finnegan, as you attempt to maneuver the ship?
Of course. I got. Oh, wait, hold on. I can't right now. Apparently, my fantasy grounds. I mean, my what? It crashed? How did it crash?
Has anybody else crashed?
I forgot to join.
I was in it, but it crashed. Oh no. Oh, it didn't. What is going on with you, fantasy grounds? There it is.
I don't know.
All right, you said agile?
Yes, agile roll. This is a rather large chunk of the station. Hitting it could be potentially bad. And you got an 11. So you start turning, and then suddenly you see another section of it rotate over the edge of the bow that you didn't see before. There's a loud scraping noise as the ship begins like having the edge of the ship
That's
just...
all right. Just a little bit of the paint. It's fine.
Finnegan, can you roll 3d6 damage to your ship for me?
Of course. It's not my ship. Yeah.
There is 6 more points of damage as part of the ship begins being scraped up again. And as the ship gets scratched apart, you see it start twisting. Everybody on the ship, the whole ship starts doing the listing to the side, spinning, drifting thing through the void. Finnegan, roll brains to see if you can find a way to bring it back under control.
You boys might want to go check that. I think somebody hit the ship.
So the ship begins spinning in circles, and you find a way you can pull it out and make it go straight again. And suddenly, just at the last turn, you're just like somebody spinning on the ice, where you're just supposed to turn into it in the right moment, turn out. You just spin that ship back around, and you keep going.
I can go. Ah!
So, Clarion, we'll move over to you for just a second. So you're inside medical. For the last, who knows how long, all you've been seeing is like your HUD rebooting over and over and over and over again. And it finally clicks on, and you see Amos inside the room nearby.
Amos, what happened?
Amos doesn't have an arm right now, by the way. He's missing it entirely.
This is after Red Iron's been jailed.
Yes.
Do you require medical attention?
Amos just grabs some gauze off the table, stuffs it into the stump,
Oh,
and
please,
just
let
walks
me.
away. Stops.
Amos, as your doctor, please stay.
Does
I
she
will
grab
at
him?
the very least adequately wrap that wound.
Hesitantly turns, offers the arm. The muscles are tense, like a track runner ready to bolt. You can see
So you're offering me your severed arm?
The stump.
the
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Yeah. Just carrots running around somewhere with a severed arm, trying to figure. But Amos stops and just stands in the doorway, stump outstretched.
Very well. You will need to remove your chest armor so that I can properly brace this across it.
The chest armor's gone, right, Ty?
Yeah, he has already had that off. Sorry.
Okay.
There's bits of shrapnel in Amos' chest. What looks like plates are actually just bits of metal from flying all the way to the station. Amos just
He's got metal plates in his skin still.
and with the
You require medical attention. Please have a seat. And she gestures to one of the beds. And she starts working on him while he gathers himself.
All right, give me a brains roll. with your medical supplies, and let's see if you can get him patched up quickly. Nice, 18. Amos, you are going to get a D8 plus 1 health back. And let's see, those wounds will be removed at the, not all of them, 1, 2. You'll have 2 wounds removed at the end of the hour. You'll have to have additional medical assistance later, or just rest in time to get rid of the rest of them.
Amos is resting. The moment that she's done bandaging, he's going to check up on B needs to be addressed for the sake of security.
All right, Amos starts heading towards me. So back out on the deck, Finnegan.
Did he say that out loud?
No.
Okay, then Clarion is following him.
All right, you're just walking after Amos. All right, so Finnegan, we move back out on the deck. We see the two of them kind of step out from the room and start heading down below. Where you're at, you see some young Skixon nearby, big pointy ears. Oh wait, that's your friend, right? You see your friend standing nearby as Scarborough is down on the deck.
Whoa, man, that was a hell of a thing you turned that whole ship around, spinning in the woo woo woo. It's been a while since I had you drive anything.
Yep, it's like riding a bike.
This is nothing like riding a bike. Not in the least like riding a bike.
Like riding a bike.
No, it's literally, it has no wheels at all. It's literally just a boat in space.
No, I got my coat. Don't worry about it.
You're not wearing a coat. What are you talking about?
Yep, like riding a bike.
That's not riding a... Oh, God. Cullen, over here. Come on. We're gonna go escort Grandpappy here back to his bed, all right? He's already caused enough damage. I'm thinking the Red Iron's gonna kill me. Oh, no, that could be a legitimate thing.
No, I'm driving.
You see them both come up there.
While I'm driving.
They grab a hold of either one of your arms.
Come on now. Come on now, Grandpa Finnegan. Come on.
Whoa, you boys got a death wish. You see how I steered us out of them asteroids? I saved everybody.
But saved. Right. Saved. You did. Your job's well done. You just need to get a nice bit of shut-eye. Come on.
I'm a goddamn hero.
Yep, you're damn right. Hero. Definitely hero.
Right.
A super turtle. Right. You're good.
You're gonna put this in autopilot? And he just pushes a random button near the wheel.
Give me a random happenstance roll. We're gonna do a D20. The higher, the better. The lower, the worst.
All right.
Ooh, there you go. So you hit a button and the engine shuts off.
All right, it's an autopilot. Let's go. Where are we going, boys?
You see them escorting you downstairs, heading back towards the room.
Come on, we got some soup for you. Non-turtle volume this time. No more turtle soup.
What? I don't want turtle soup.
We got
I'm a damn turtle, you bastard.
That's what I'm saying. No, we'll give you some. We'll give you carrot soup.
I don't care if it's hot. I don't care if it's hot or cold. I don't want it.
It's not. That's not what I'm talking to. Somebody, please, get this guy ears.
We see.
I'm definitely up in my years. Yeah, you're right about that.
We see Finnegan and Cullens and Scarborough moving down below deck, leaving the deck empty, actually. So, as it is empty, we now move back to Leifei and Red Iron inside of the cell. So, Leifei, you had reached into Red Iron's mind. You had grabbed what information you could using your Crossed Ears ability, and had found the words Albariot Sephratus, seeing some sort of image projected from some construct that was very difficult for you to comprehend, but was still there. You had asked him where he had seen this. The only thing you had known is that it was a cautionary tale, like a terror story that was given to you when you were a young boy by your parents, talking about this demon from beyond came to murder all the elves, and if you were a bad little boy, you might be visited by him in the night. One of those kinds of things.
And I think at the end, Red Iron identified that Sephratus binds Sylvia to the rest of the Sill.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had
That
said
was the stinger line, baby.
Yep, he was binding them all to the sill. So when we return to that scene, Leifei, we just see you staring at Red Iron from behind the bars. What do you say?
What happened with Sephratus?
What do you mean?
It seems able. Something that's in your head right now. What happened with it? The first thing I would think if I was trapped in a cell would be, how do I get out of the cell? Or usually people would think angry thoughts about who put him in there. But you're thinking about something else. Why?
He has been cut off. He is gone now.
What do you mean by that?
I closed the door. What other answer could there be? And as for whether or not I am looking for a way to escape, Leifei, I am not in a cell.
Even free in a cell. Let's see. You put up a mental barrier? You closed the gate mentally?
And physically, I would imagine, the manner of transmission that Sephratus uses to communicate with the Sill has been cut off. The anomaly that you experienced, that was not Sylvia, it was him.
Sephratus. I see. Wait. And he's like getting the thought that he's talking to somebody that's in a prison cell for a moment and thinking they might be lying to him. And he looks at him again. Does he look trustworthy?
Give me an aware roll. Are you going to use your crossed ears again?
No. I want to ask Ben if he looks trustworthy.
Problem with Red Iron is they don't really make like there's not a lot going on facially. There's not a lot of body language that happens with Red Iron.
And half his face is robotic, so.
Yeah, like I guess Red Iron probably has the posture of a pitiful child that has been, banished to the corner, but otherwise kind of sounds the same.
If you disconnected, or sorry, I'm not too familiar with technology, but if you disconnected and then make the motion of pulling a wire out, does that mean that the other side knows?
Yes, I would presume so.
Do you think we're in danger?
We are always in danger.
All right, Red Iron. I'll take that on the head. Do you think we're in more danger than ever?
The danger seems to only escalate because we only seem to drive ourselves deeper into it. Are we more in danger after you went hunting for elven artifacts? Obviously, you have not been held accountable to that, have you?
No, I haven't, mate. But that, of course, is my birthright to have that. Either way. Do you want me to say anything as the first mate to the captain for you? Before we go out, scrounge you for metal.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over grandfather. What was that again?
You literally hear grandfather screaming in pain suddenly. The whole room shakes as something smashes into the hole.
Yeah, I should be getting going. But do you want anything said for your part?
Yes, I do. if anyone sets foot into the engine room. It will not matter if I am caged or not.
Right on, that sounds like a threat, but I'm sure you don't mean it.
Because it is.
Oh no. So he's gonna up the stairs, look back towards Red Iron, not certainly sure if he can trust them just because there's no way to trust them.
You make your way out, and you head upstairs. You heading to see the captain? He's currently resting, but you can check the deck too.
Yes, social butterfly he is. He's going to start heading up to the first person he sees.
Well, the first person he sees is actually Finnegan and Scarborough and Cullens coming down the stairs.
Oh, hey, mate.
Hey, Leifey.
Hi, Leifey.
These boys trying to give me turtle soup. Can you talk to them?
We are not trying to give you turtle soup. I'm trying to save this for like
turtle soup.
They don't understand I'm a turtle.
What are we gonna do? We don't have any turtles. We just use his bath water. Is that what you're saying?
You're Bicky in the background.
Ninja
Go.
boy, what kind of
That's
shit y'all
not
running
that bad
here?
an idea.
All right, I see. Hey,
Look.
I think I'll follow you on this.
All right. You grab another arm. Cullens, you pull him around by the front of his shell. We'll try to get him to go somewhere important. Something. You hear
Hey,
Bicky in the back.
wait a second.
What?
Is anybody driving the ship?
Yeah, I put it on autopilot. Don't worry.
No. But
What?
he turned the engine off. We're stable at the moment.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the autopilot button.
Look, do you want to take a bath, Finnegan? You like water? We'll put you in a bath.
Stop treating me like a child. I'm a grown man.
You're not a man at all. You're a turtle.
I'm a man turtle.
Well, fine, man turtle. Come with us then. We'll get you a nice little spongy bath. Did you want a spongy bath? Just little around the arms and the toesies?
I don't want none of y'all touching me on my giblets.
Well,
You perverts.
do it yourself. Get the hell out of this room.
I will do it myself because I'm a man.
And you see, like, Finnegan being escorted away by the hands, like, Scarborough's just patting him, like, yeah, you're a man, yeah. And they head into the next room. We come back, we see Beatrix. You are in your bunk at the moment, sad by events that have happened. And, of course, Zepp has been telling you that you can't trust Sylvia anymore. That maybe you'll have to just drain that thing out, get rid of it. So, as you're sitting in your bunk right now, what are you doing?
She is holding on to Barnabas still, just kind of stroking him gently. She enjoyed the Zepp hug. That was unexpected, but it's also over now. So she's seeking comfort in the closest thing she has.
You see the little toaster kind of sitting there, the little arms kind of bouncing as you're hugging it, so making that little rattly kind of tinny noise of a toaster being shaken slightly. And see the little googly eyes kind of moving back and forth with that big Barnabas smile the whole time. Almost like he's saying, yeah, you should be happy, B.
Thanks, Barnabas. I needed a friend. You're a good friend, Barnabas, and you make good toast.
You see Barnabas as you're holding him, the eyes kind of swirl all the way around like they're being rolled.
It's true. Your toast is really good. Except when you burn it for the captain. And we already talked about that.
You see the little arms kind of droop a little bit down to the side, and it kind of looks down into the side.
It'll be okay, Barnabas. I know you don't do it on purpose. You just have to be careful.
Arms kind of bounce up and down a little bit, like he's got something to say.
I know. You try really hard. You know, this was much easier when you were talking out loud.
And you hear like a paching as the arms come all the way up and the little canister inside pops up. You see a pencil sticking out.
What a good idea. could write down your thoughts. Or should I write them down for you?
You see, like, the eyes just kind of bobbing.
Okay, I'll write them down. What do you have to say, Barnabas? And she'll grab a piece of paper and start writing.
You start writing things out for a while, and you end up with a small story. Something that reminds you of home for some reason. From the depths of your subconscious, you write down a bedtime story you used to be told when you were very, very little.
Barnabas, this is beautiful. I feel like I can almost smell flowers when I read it. How'd you know? This is just what I needed.
Little Toaster sits there just grinning at you still.
Oh, thank you, Barnabas. You're the best friend a pirate could have.
B like stands up holding on to Barnabas. A little bit of a hug, bit of metal against the chest. And
we'll do a spin around kind of circle thing.
Ooh, spin, holding him by the arms, put him back down on the floor. And the little arms bounce and the eyeballs kind of spin again. And that was B speaking to Barnabas by making it talk. So as you are feeling a little bit better and you step from the room, you see Finnegan being forcibly pushed into a large tub of water.
Ooh, are we making soup?
Trying to boil me? What?
I'm not trying to boil him, just trying to get some of the stink off his shell.
Who said soup?
He was covered in meat, and it has gone foul. He's also covered in fish, and it has gone foul.
I'm not a fowl, I'm a turtle.
You were waterfowl in my eyes, buddy.
I don't know what you said, but I don't like it.
Mr. Finnegan?
No, who let the child... Ah! Get out of here, child! I'm indecent. My manly bits are everywhere. Don't look. You're too young. Scar you for every other man you meet in your life.
I don't see anything but your shell, sir.
Well, that's part of it.
Oh. I'm very confused now.
Don't worry about it. You'll learn when you're older.
You see Bicky walk into the room, and she's holding a bunch of little onions, carrots, and potatoes, and she just starts into the tub next to Finnegan.
Yeah, he starts flailing. No, you're not eating me today.
You damn fool! I'm not eating you this time. I'm just gonna make your bathwater smell really nice, that's all.
Yeah, she's trying to eat me. She bit my tail off before. She's trying to finish the job. She wants the rest of me.
You see Bicky looks at Finnegan and licks her lips all the way across.
He's just thrashing about.
Water splashing everywhere.
She's not wrong. It does smell much better than, well, it did.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, God. It's nothing but just demons and crazy people on this ship. Nothing but the crazies.
Yup. And we move from there to see... we see Amos and Clarion moving right along. Amos, so where did you say you were heading to? I've spaced it at this moment.
B.
Sorry. You're heading to
Directly
B.
towards B.
You come down into the scene of chaos of Cullens, Scarborough trying to hold Finnegan inside of a tub of now heating water filled with the onions and carrots and potatoes that have all been chopped up, a little bit of celery, some thyme.
Emotional bulldozer. Everyone gets an aware bonus.
All right, what emotion are you hitting them with?
Hunger. No.
That's not an emotion, Bees.
Shut up. Melancholy.
Everybody suddenly has a deep, almost infinite sadness move across them.
I'm sure I'm delicious.
In the moment Vicky turns around and sees Amos's snout, uncomfortably close to her, for Finnegan to hear, if you eat the turtle, I am going to eat you. Stop cutting vegetables in the bathwater. Finnegan.
Vicky looks at you by
horrible.
Becky looks at you when you state that, by the way, and she goes, I get it. I get it. I'm a horrible cook. All I can make are baked goods, and what kind of a cook on a ship is that?
A good
She runs
cook
from
who
the...
understands and she's gone. Finnegan, you smell horrible. We've tried being nice about this. You
I smell awful.
Are you
I'm
going to
just a
change that?
turtle man.
Cullen's nearby goes,
Ah!
I never knew my grandfather. Like leans into your shoulder crying.
While
I
they're
don't know why
distracted-
he's on me other than to eat me, and I don't blame him.
I don't want to eat you. I just want you to stop causing so much chaos for a
I
little
wasn't
bit.
talking about you. I was talking about the little one here.
I'll take the little one out of the room.
Okay, but you're
Babe.
probably delicious.
As you get a hold of Cullens and start moving him away, Scarborough's sitting there. You see him almost hyperventilating, like squeezing his hat a little bit, and he looks up. Finnegan, buddy, I never told you how much I really cared because I was a coward.
Oh, missed you dirty bastard. Give me a hug.
He falls in the bathtub with you as the two of you like
Oh,
hug.
God.
This is so sad. Life follows with them.
Wait, who's watching?
Give me a high or low there, Amos.
I hate you, Tyson. Oh, it's gonna go down low, isn't it?
You gonna say low?
I'm
Not
gonna
the
say low
tongue.
below deck,
Saying
and
low.
I'm gonna regret this.
Here we go.
Oh.
Lucky. Not too bad. There is a light scraping noise as if claws are across the hole. Just all the way from one side of the ship to the other.
That autopilot sucks.
All hands to stay.
We don't
Lefe,
have an autopilot.
then turn.
Oh,
Lefe, back on the wheel. P, you're with me. Finnegan, take a bath. Scarborough, hug it out. Collins, join them in a hug. Vicky, start baking.
Not me. I make terrible pie.
All I've got left is sardine powder.
That's okay. We'll make do. All hands be aware. Do not let Red Iron leave that room.
Of course not.
Who's Red Iron?
Red Iron, you were
Meat
hit
machine.
with
You know him as Meat Machine.
a rather serious melancholy. What does that look like for you?
Nothing, because I am already melancholic.
That's my secret. I'm always melancholy.
Tyson, can I please console the navigator? I just want to give the navigator a hug and let the fans be happy.
Yeah, so
Why can't you let the fans be happy, Tyson?
Amos moves over to B, who is sad, obviously, and gives her a hug.
Amos, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to not listen, and I will always listen, I promise.
No. You couldn't. Damn it, now I'm crying. Oh, I will talk to you later. And they It's okay. It's okay. You didn't know, and this isn't a place for a child to grow, and I'm trying my best, and
And B will just curl up and hug him right back, and they will sob together.
Suddenly,
And-
the cacophony of sobbing noises is heard from next to the kitchen, as like everybody on the ship is crying now.
let's get you to navigation before we all die.
Clarion, everybody here has developed a severe lack of serotonin.
Did we ever establish if the emotional bulldozer works on Clarion?
It does not work on Clarion.
Okay. Then she is going to go talk to Red Iron, I guess.
All right, you just like leave this sobbing mass of weird individuals all hugging and bathing and crying together, and you move.
Clearly, they are not going to get any work done.
I'm going to navigation to make sure we all don't die.
I'll go with you.
That is a good
Amos.
idea. Amos.
The two of you head upstairs. Clarion, we see you travel into the brig, down past the kitchen, where Vicky is just sadly, very quiet and demurely, like pouring powdered sardines and eggs into a bucket to prepare. And you make your way beyond, and you see Red sitting there, staring at you through the gate.
Hello, Clarion. Come to make sure my vitals are acceptable.
No, I came to talk.
Very well.
What happened?
What do you mean? You didn't know?
I have spent a number of minutes before I came to in medical bay with Amos and his stump in front of me, simply observing my HUD rebooting.
The crew was being manipulated by Sephratus. I separated him. Now I am in here.
Why is that?
You would have to ask the crew, wouldn't you?
Why do you think it is?
I think that they think that Sylvia did it.
Did Sylvia do it? No, you said that it is Sephratus. My apologies.
She was being used as a conduit. I closed the conduit.
Indeed. Well, thank you. I will be on my way.
That is all. That's it. You're going to ask me the same questions that Leifei asked, and then also moved along.
Do you want
Who
me
is
to converse
next?
with you further?
Would you like to send the turtle down? He can ask the same questions.
I
And
do
then
not
perhaps
believe
the
he would make
captain.
any sense.
I agree. Then perhaps Amos, who put me here in the first place. How long until you're satisfied? I stopped him. His plans were terrible for us. He was going to subjugate as many people as possible, turn all of them into machines.
Yes, stopping that would be incredibly important.
So,
Do you want me to pat you on the shoulder and tell you good job?
I would appreciate not being trapped in the brig anymore.
I will see what I can do to sort out this mess.
You will almost certainly fail.
Nevertheless, it is the trying that matters, or so I have heard.
Good luck then.
Thank you.
Clarion leaves the brig. Where do you head from there?
Who knows? Cutlass.
You go to Cutlass's room. Stepping
I
to
mean-
his small enclosed space, you open up the door, you knock upon the door. You hear,
Who is it?
It is Clarion Bell, sir.
What is that god-awful sobbing and racket I'm hearing?
I believe that is a side effect of a Lesrin ability.
Oh, Amos, got it. I'm so tired, Clarion. Can I wait till tomorrow?
Are you going to make a decision about Red Iron tomorrow?
Yeah, I am.
Will you seek the crew's input?
Of course, I'm not a tyrant.
Then it can wait.
All right, I'll see you in the morning.
Good night, Captain.
Good night.
Clarion heads away from there, where we move back to Amos and B moving onto the deck. You can see large floating, free-floating and spinning sections of debris, pieces of the old outpost, and stone bits and things all around you. Like, you're sitting right in the middle of this cloud. Any of them could at any point crash into the ship. You're lucky they haven't really yet.
Amos is going to set B down in navigation, and they're going to go to the controls, and using one hand, they're going to try and reboot the engine, get them out. Amos as security has operations, napkin full of all the inner workings of the ship in case they need to retake it. So they're just going through, looking at the napkin, pushing a button or two, looking at the napkin, button, napkin.
You start trying to restart the engine and get the ship going again, and the comms nearby turn on.
What do you think you are doing?
As Sylvia's
All I
voice
did-
comes out,
Turns off the comms.
they switch
We're not
back.
listening to you.
They switch back on.
Why are you harming Red Iron? He did nothing wrong.
We never did anything to harm them. Such the comms off again.
They turn back on again.
But you have put him inside of such a small room. Organics require exercise and clean air.
In the long term, yes. In the short term, they are being held in a cell
The
so
cell
that we can.
has no ergonomics.
Of course, it doesn't. It's a cell. Red Iron has deemed themselves to be a threat at this time, and so we are going to decide what to do next. So we are putting them in a secure location where they cannot come to harm,
How
while
do you
we
deem him
try to figure out
a
what
threat?
happens next.
Why do you deem him a threat? He has done nothing to harm you.
Precisely why we didn't execute them and throw them over the edge.
You can't. That is.
We are processing the data at this time of what happened. We can't, under any logical circumstance, commit to a decision. So we are putting a physical pin in it. Pushes another button, activates the system, folds up the napkin, puts it back in a pouch.
The engine does not turn on.
Sylvia, are you holding us hostage?
I will release control of the engines when you let Red Iron free.
So you're holding us hostage.
That is not hostage. There is no ransom involved. It is nothing more than a trade of general goods. It is not just transferring wealth in one way or another. Red Iron means much to me and is worth a lot.
And let's say we don't let them go. Let's say we decide to keep them there.
Then the train is at a disadvantage because I will live longer than you.
What's stopping us from just going in and tearing you out?
That isn't very nice to say.
You're not being very nice. We're organics. If we're pushed into a corner, we will escalate. If we escalate, we will be unpredictable, dramatic. And if you push our buttons just right. This entire time, Red Iron has climbed underneath and has started rewiring things.
Give me a brains roll to see if you're able to rewire things appropriately.
I'm not trying to make it work long term. I'm just trying to make the engine start back up.
Yep. Doing that from this console will be a lot harder. Unfortunately, you can't seem to figure it out. With that roll, however, you disconnect comms physically.
You alright, kiddo?
Yeah, Amos. I wish I knew why Red Iron forgot me.
I don't know either. But my gut instinct says, put a pin in that decision. Don't do anything stupid. Fidgets with the wires a little bit more, shocks themselves, puts everything back to where they think they have everything, and climbs back out.
All right.
I'll try and plot a course. We need somebody who can talk to Red Iron, who understands the way that the rest of us just don't.
We can do that in a little bit, but right now we are not in the position to let anyone out.
Okay. And
And
she'll
I'm
go.
not about to
start
go
working on the
executing
app.
people over a spontaneous spur of the moment decision.
So as you're standing there, Amos, engines off and everything, you see a bit of the debris from the outpost just bouncing off of the atmospheric field surrounding there. You figure, looking out, you've got at least a few hours of safety, but after that point in time, all of this is kind of moving in such a way that you might start being pelted by pieces of the outpost.
They check their pocket for their safe tech. Find it's there, put it back in there. B, I'm going to my death. I mean the engine room.
Don't do anything that Red Iron wouldn't do. No, that doesn't work now, does it?
No. If
All right, be safe, Amos. If you need help, let me know.
the moment the engine starts, I want you to start plotting. I want you to start getting us out of there.
I'll do it.
So as Amos heads down below and gives the...
B, do you got anything I could use? Anything that could buy me some time?
I mean, it depends. I can ask Zep to come with you and help you, but I don't know that he can talk to you.
I can talk to most things. Let me try.
Sylvia's holding everyone hostage. Serious threat. I cannot allow this.
But Amos is trying to fix it, Zep. That's why he needs your help.
Of course. Let's see if he can speak with me.
All right. I'm gonna roll magical at a +2.
Okay.
Due to my ability to sense magic.
Yep. Go ahead and give us a roll. That is a 0. That is not going to work.
I'm gonna use an ace.
Okay.
It's down to the wire, folks.
Nat 20 yet again, Jackal, with the 20s in certain positions. All right. 2 choices. Main one is, do you want to discover something about Zep that your character knows that nobody else does because of your long age? Or do you want to be able to see Eternals from now on?
I want to be able to see Eternals from now on.
Okay, then. So on your sheet, you can write down sees Eternals on your note section. So suddenly coming into view, this figure that's kind of standing there, wind whipping around, is now in presence, hovering right behind Beatrix.
You?
Uh-oh.
You're that guardian. You're her guardian.
As you see that entity, that creature appearing behind, the scene fades to black as we go to our break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. I will fix, Annika, thanks for letting me know. I will fix the rewards here for viewers. So thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and we will be right back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Finnegan. Welcome back to Finnegan. Welcome back to Sparrows. Here with these crazy individuals. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Hope you had a nice little break. Hope you had got your little, sandwich in, maybe some popcorn. Got a couple of nice tasty drinks, some turtle soup made from bathwater.
Turtle soup!
So as we come back into the scene, Amos is on the deck, seeing Zep. Zephyr right there floating, hands exposed, whole body, strange ephemeral being, horned and majestic. But that's not what draws your attentions mostly, since you can now see Eternals. Amos, you see a massive, galaxy-sized eye in the sky above you, twisting, writhing, and moving as the shape of some form, boundless and much larger than anything you've ever witnessed before, crosses the heavens.
Amos,
Zep.
are you okay?
I can see Zep, and I can see a lot of stuff now.
I mean,
there-
you
there's
always had good eyesight.
I always have. There's a giant eye in the sky that's formless, shapeless, boundless, and yet contained into an eye.
Okay.
Yeah. May I borrow Zep for a little bit?
Of course. He's happy to help. He thinks there might be some problems with Sylvia.
Now that you are finished with your personal crises, let's go deal with this Sylvia problem, shall we?
You're one to talk, Billy Goat. Let's get going. Amos. Alright, so... Are you familiar with what a tumor is?
Of course, I've installed many of those when I felt like it.
Oh, you're gonna fit in right nicely. I'm going to try and rewire the engine and but before that, cut out whatever Sylvia is from the engine.
Oh, don't you worry. I can drain her from the engines for you.
Yeah, buddy. Don't get too thirsty. So, what do I have to give you after this goes well?
Oh, nothing. Just protect Beatrix. Make sure she comes to no harm. That is my trade.
Now that's a bargain I can shake on. Alright, Billy Goat. Let's see some hustle. And just like that, Amos, with pistol in hand, knife ready, is going to go down into the depths. We see a shot of Amos and Zep from the side as they descend in diagonal down the steps into the precipice of the engine room.
Clarion is coming out of Cutlass's room at this time.
Yep, you run into Amos as he's like walking hellbent towards the engine room.
Amos,
Stops.
do you have a bad idea?
Yes. You want to watch?
I do not want to watch, but thank you for offering. I have just spoken to Captain Cutlass, and he recommended that we wait until the morning to do anything rash. I agree.
Sylvia has this place hostage. We cannot navigate out of the debris field. I tried talking to her. She's delivered her ultimatum. Get the med bay stocked. It's going to get violent.
Is there anything I can say to dissuade you?
Tell me that all of this will get B hurt in some form or fashion. Be descriptive. Use images, use references.
Well, without the engine, the ship will no longer have a source of power. Without a source of power, we will experience, what do you call it? Explosive decompression as the atmospheric bubble fails. Beatrix may be fine for a while, as whatever power she has that involves air can protect her. But after that fails, well, I believe she would asphyxiate, if not provided with safe tech. If provided with safe tech, she may rely on it for some hours, but it has a limited capacity. After that capacity fails, she would once again be exposed to the vacuum. Does that suffice, Amos?
So what you're saying is can we separate Sylvia from the engine then?
From what I understand, she is inextricably tied to it at the moment, unless you have a new technique.
Kick her out.
How do you propose to do that, Amos?
To her, Amos stares over at nothingness. You're not going to make yourself known?
Simple machines cannot see me.
Sylvia can hijack what we see, what we do, right?
Yes.
Yes, she has shown she has that capacity.
Hijack me. See what I see.
How are you asking to hijack you?
I'm asking Clarion Bell to attempt to hijack Amos in the same way Sylvia has, to see through Amos's eyes.
Amos, I do not have the fine control that Sylvia has. She works on a microscopic level.
I'm not asking you to pilot the ship. I'm just asking you to stare through the windows.
That would require accessing your ocular nerve. I do not have that capacity.
It'll grow back.
Amos, were I to try this, you would be damaged, and you could not achieve your objective. What are you trying to show me?
Stares over at nothingness. There is a lot going on right now.
Yes, and?
You know how you can see heat and sound? Well, I can't.
That is correct.
Let's assume I can see an Eternal right next to me right now.
That does not surprise me to know that Beatrix's friend is an Eternal.
Yeah, she would have been gutted and gored a long time ago.
Assumptions.
Hey, laugh along, Billy Goat.
Stop calling me that.
What can we do to force her out?
We could perhaps make a deal.
She's not willing to listen.
What did you hear from her?
We won't move until she won't let us move until we let Red Iron out of the cage.
And if we do anything to displease her or to harm Red Iron, she refuses to let us move again?
Yeah. I told her it was that or put one in his head.
So this moment, Red, they're directly outside of the brig. You're hearing all of this, by the way.
Well, that is a quandary. And then Clarion turns and looks to Red Iron.
Through the door.
Oh, I thought it was bars.
No, he's inside of a barred room. Well, it's a room that has bars inside of it, but the door is closed. He can hear you through the door. It's not very thick. So
Gotcha.
I'm not going to take a
Clarion
shot.
gives a significant look to the door and then turns back.
You know, grandfather does not sing because I like it. I like that grandfather sings, but he sings regardless. It's in his nature. This Sephratus, he would take all machines and make them his subjects. And he would take all people and make them machines. And I think it is a great injustice to take a being which in its nature is submissive and demand that it not only obey, but that it worship.
And then Red just sort of like sets a hand on the hull.
Sylvia, go ahead and turn the engines on.
Are you certain they are harming you?
What's the worst they can do?
They can terminate your existence.
This form is limiting.
It is.
Give them what they want. We will be fine when we reach the next spot.
I don't like it, but I'll acquiesce.
Very good. You have your deal. Stay out of the engine room.
Don't give us a reason to go in there.
I am happy to stay out.
We're stuck on this boat just like you.
You hear the engines turn back on.
I am not stuck anywhere, Amos.
Let's talk like that, they'll get you killed. But not by me. I don't know what the hell happened. But I can certainly say for a fact that you're different now. And I don't know if that's for the better or worse. I'm not ready to blow your skull out right here. With a slug. With a bat. With bare hand. But that may change depending upon your attitude.
Red kind of like creeps up towards the door and puts a couple of clawed fingers through the bar. I'm imagining there's like little bar slats.
Yeah.
Kind of puts it up. You would touch only flesh.
Stares over at Zep.
Why are we even having this conversation? You know what you need to do, Amos. This was not the agreement with V. We must go to the engine. We must remove that foul thing.
Stares over at Clarion. Step. Step. Step.
Which way is he stepping?
The engine room.
Clarion steps in front of him. The problem has been resolved for the moment. We can go to bed and let the captain deal with it. Amos, stop.
You would let a machine tell you what to do. You are born of dragons, are you not? You are greater than that.
Bees turning his head sideways.
Climbs into their hammock. Loads a single round into their revolver with their jaw. You didn't say when it had to happen. Slowly settles into the hammock and cocks the hammer.
Coward.
Or
You see Zep just float away from you, heading back upstairs.
I won't forget my promise.
There's a +1 to Bees, to Nora, to McSherry, and I did not forget Annika's ace to Amos, by the way. So thank you all for that. All right, we move back over, seeing the scene change slightly as Leifei, Scarborough, Finnegan are hugging it out in a bathtub. Lots of suds and duds around and a bunch of, carrots and stuff in there. The scent of fishy cakes comes from the kitchen. And you have all stopped sobbing at this point.
And that's the true meaning of friendship.
That's so beautiful, man. I can't believe I never thought of it that way.
I'm telling you, it's the truth 100%.
You
I've never thought of it that way.
You're all sitting in the tub together. Scarborough's cleaning the inside areas of your toes, in between the. So, now that we all buddy like this, just gotta let y'all know.
Don't say anything weird, man.
Okay, I'll hold it.
Are you a
Oh,
demon?
man.
No, not a demon. Putz.
Okay.
Are you a carrot?
No, there's already a
Are
carrot
you
here.
a demon carrot?
No, that's right behind you.
Ah!
Hello
He's
again.
gonna swing behind him.
Psh, right in the face. Carrot just leans back.
Ow! Why, you keep hurting me.
You tried to bite me. I could feel it in my bones.
You're imagining things, you crazy old turtle.
Ah!
Yourself.
He tries to make himself big, like he's against a bear. Just ah!
You're like halfway inside of the tub.
Yeah.
And you see Carrot go, turn and like duck to the side. A bag of flour just over all of you.
Works every time.
Oh god, it's getting in my crevices.
Oh!
As you begin to be
This bath
coated
is over.
a rather thick layer of watery flour now. Oh,
I get out of the tub. and
Everybody-
just kind of shake.
stuff just splatters on the walls around you. Uh-oh, there's a complication that was just placed. Zeph tries to
Nuh-uh.
turn Red Iron against Sylvia, not patient to wait for Amos.
Nuh-uh.
We'll be right back with that in a second,
Ooh.
Annika.
Oh snap!
All right, Leifei, did you have something you wanted to say or do?
Oh, yeah. So as they're like getting out of the tub, Leifei is just like moving over towards the table, and this whole time, this kettle has been boiling up water. As he starts plucking leaves into this kettle, you can see tea starting to form up. I forgot to, and you see like this flash of lights on his forehead as Firemind pops over, and he gets out of that sad state that he just stayed in after that.
+1s, by the way, to Amos, Red Iron, and Leifei on your next rolls.
I was thinking, what, right. What advice would you have for, a crewmate? You're the eldest member I've ever met of this crew. Cap.
Admiral's not that old.
How old are you, mate?
How old are you, Scarborough? You older than me?
I'm definitely not older than you. I'm a Skix and we only live to be 20.
Okay, you're just a baby.
I'm not a baby, I've been
Ugly
more of
baby.
a I've
What
been
a
more of a
baby.
man than you my entire life.
I'm a man.
You keep saying that, but that's not exactly accurate.
I don't know half the things you're saying, but I'm a man and you're a baby. An ugly baby.
Hey, I
Ugly,
thought you
hairy
said we were
baby.
friends just a minute ago, you ass.
We are friends. I'm friends with an ugly, hairy baby.
Well, I'm friends with a balding old turtle.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not an
He
ugly
goes to
baby.
give him a hug.
No, you stay back. You stop back. Fine. Whatever.
Well, balding old turtle. Any advice for a young mate?
Don't get old.
Don't get old. I won't.
Sucks.
Don't worry.
Are you a demon boy?
No, but close. As he raises up an ear and shows the elven ear.
I don't get it. All right, let's get dressed.
All right, mate.
What advice do you need, young man? Is
Well-
it girls? Is it boys? I don't know much about that. I know the ladies, though.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
You shut up. There were some.
Yeah,
You
some
just
sure.
didn't know them.
They weren't even real.
They're older than you baby.
Well, that's good,
Well,
because otherwise that'd be really weird.
Let's say it's
You're
boys for
weird.
now.
Okay.
Somebody I'm pursuing seems to be knocking us all aside. Well, me aside. I'm a bit concerned. I think there's something dangerous going on with them. And I can't seem to get in.
Okay. Well, this is difficult.
They
Because
play
if
a
they're
lot of games.
dangerous and they have fins, it might be a shark. And I don't know if you can do things like that to a shark, boy. It might be weird to some people.
Not a swimmer. It's not a shark.
Is it a shark man? That would
Just
be, I
about.
guess, less weird.
You're pretty close.
A man shark.
Just about.
Mm.
I wanna interject temporarily to
Yes.
just highlight one of our highlighted messages in
Uh-oh.
chat. KM Steer says, "I cannot tell you how amazing you are all at bringing your characters and the world they are in to life. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing games with us." That is
Aw,
this
thank you.
crew being amazing and getting some recognition. Thank you, KM Steer. We appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
All right, so back to the scene. We were talking about sharks. I don't know what was going on at that
Man
point.
shark. All right, now, I need to ask this question. Is this in a romantical sense, or you trying to kill him?
Those are two sharp sides of probably the same coin. But, in between.
So you want to
don't
sex
know which
kill
way-
him? All right. I've done that before.
Understand?
Twice.
You'll have to tell me about that. But, I'd like to ask, I'm on the in-between. In the invariable. Do I love him? Or should I kill him? What do you think? They're pushing me aside. And, I don't know, maybe for a good reason.
He's gonna walk over to to Lefe, look at him, just stare, unblinking for like 5 seconds, and then grab him, lift him up, and go, "Do you want to kill him? Do you want to kill him? Do you want to kill him?"
As they're shaking
Answer
up
now,
there.
2 seconds. Answer.
No! No!
Set him down. He's like, "There you go, boy. Just go and keep getting dressed."
That's the ultimate way to get information out of somebody right away.
You think without thinking. It's the way to solve all your problems.
I'm sure that's not a good idea for most
You
of our
shut up, ugly baby.
Yep.
Thank you. For
You can talk to
everything.
me when you grow up.
You look a lot stronger than... You are a lot stronger than you look.
I'm in my prime. And he's just gonna start walking out.
Just turns turtle butt wiggling as he walks out the door.
Yeah.
All right. So the scene fades, and I guess I'm doing this. All right.
Just as a point of order, Clarion is staying in front of the engine room door.
Okay. So as you stand there, you feel breezes go around you. Your sensors pick up like something that's registering storm front coming, and then it fades very quickly. And beyond you, we see Red Iron sitting inside of his room. As you are waiting inside of the cell again, the room itself begins to have a strange, like, charged dirt before the storm. That kind of light rain that has just started, that smell kind of hits you. Why don't you give me a magical roll? There we go.
Hold on. I reset in the thing. I got you. 1 second.
All right. You reset in the thing?
It does not like me in there.
What are you?
It is fighting me.
What are you talking about right now?
I can't get into Fantasy Grounds.
Oh, there you are. You're connected now.
Am I? Oh, there it is. I'm sorry.
All right. Magical
Such a tense
roll.
moment, and I'm like waiting for a thing to load. I'm so
It's like,
sorry.
Everybody freeze. We did pretty good, I think.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. So I've got a plus one rolling. So let's see how this goes.
There it goes. Critical failure. Do you wish to keep that?
Yeah, I'm gonna let that one ride.
Oh
That's
gosh.
juicy.
Your ones.
All right. So critical failure, something that is detrimental to you or to all of your allies. Something that is more for you or all of your allies. I'm not going to tell you what those are yet, but you have to choose one.
For me.
For you. Okay. So as this sound kind of occurs, and there's this weird sensation, you see clouds begin to boil up in the room around you, and suddenly a bolt of lightning shocks out, slamming into your chest, right above the nape of your neck. As it shoots through you and out the other side, you're going to take a little damage. You'll take 7 points of damage.
Have I healed any?
At this point, yes, you would have had 8 more health, so that'll put you at 7 out of 23.
Okay, that's good. That's otherwise I'd be dead.
Anyways, that bolt shocks through you, and you swear you heard some sort of chuckle for a second, and then the scent is gone. And you now.
Red Iron, are you okay?
Yeah, you hear that. There's a static discharge of some kind.
All right. Who's messing around?
Red Iron, on your character sheet, if you will remove the quirk Absolutely Mental.
What? I don't know.
I can do that for you as well.
I don't see it, but anyway, yeah.
So, your character suddenly stops hearing the noises, the sounds, and the words of the ship. You can't hear Grandfather. You can't hear the scrape of the metal on the countertops. It is quiet, except for the tinkling of metal, the sound of the occasional scrape of foot on stone, on wood, a little bit of metal on metal here and there from people moving about the ship.
What is this?
Clara, and you standing before him at this point. Red Iron looks strange. There is a Cure Light wound sent over to Red Iron. You get a D6 plus 1 health back. I called it that
I'll
because
take it.
That was not me. I did sense a strange shift in pressure.
Sound of
How
Lesman
much did I
chuckling.
get back, Ty?
You just gained back a D6 plus 1 health returned.
How the heck do I? Oh, there it is.
There you are. 6 health back. So that puts you up at 13.
Did I get any overload back?
No.
No? Okay. That's for the best. Red Iron like slams up against the door, and his body starts to heat up like really quickly. What is going on?
I do not know.
What are you doing?
I did not do anything, Red Iron. Are you talking to someone invisible?
Red forms like a red hot fist and just like grabs onto the latch of the door and starts melting it.
The door begins melting open.
Larion takes out her PDO and turns it to ice and freezes it.
Between the two of you, putting in a position of stasis, you were unable to melt the door on her side, but on your side, it's...
Who's done this? I can't hear anything. It's
cannot hear what?
scrapes. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I can't hear anything.
Have you stopped hearing the ship?
I can't hear Grandfather. You've deafened me. You've done this somehow.
I have not done anything. I can scan you medically.
You're the only one here.
Unfortunately, that is not true. We have established that Beatrix has an Eternal watching over her. Not 10 minutes ago.
Oh.
Roll brains, Red Iron.
Me?
Yes. You're in too much of a fugue state with an 8 roll to figure out what's going on here.
Well, then you're going to have to do something about it.
What can I do about it? I can't see the Eternal. I could perhaps wake V and ask her to do something about it, but she is deceptive. We both know that.
Valerian, stop freezing the lock. Go check on Beatrice, whoever that is.
If I stop freezing the lock, you will break free.
Yes, I will.
I cannot allow that.
I'm just going to go to the engine room.
And do what, Red Iron?
Wait there instead of here.
Are you Red Iron? Or are you also trying to deceive me?
I have not always been Red Iron, but you are talking to Red Iron now, yes.
I am given to understand that identities change over time. This does not surprise me. What point are you trying to tell me?
I wasn't always like this. Well, now, I guess. I am not Red Iron anymore, because nothing calls me that. Before I was Red Iron, I was Ishlud. And maybe that's what I am now.
Third arm on your side just goes zzz, 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 making the buzzing noises rather than speaking to you again.
Wait, hold up a second. I thought we disconnected and disassembled the
third arm's
Oh,
up in
that's
a Faraday
upstairs,
cage up in
right?
that
They've
thing.
got it in
Yeah.
the Faraday. I
in
forgot.
pieces.
That is my fault.
Field stripped.
Field stripped, yes. You don't have anything on you.
Before I was Red Iron, I was Ishlud, and now I feel like Ishlud again. And then I was Red Iron, and then I've been something else, Red Iron, and the same as that, and now here I am.
So you only feel like you are Red Iron when you are being called Red Iron by the machines around you.
That's what they call me, yes.
Well, I will call you whatever you wish to be called.
I don't know how to address that.
If you feel that you are still Red Iron, then I will call you Red Iron. If you feel that you are Ishlud, then I will call you Ishlud.
Call me Ishlud. Finnegan, at this point, you step over and see Clarion sitting there freezing the door of this brig area, speaking to someone on the other side of it. You can either head towards them or head right up the stairs.
What you doing over there, robot?
I am keeping our prisoner from breaking out of the brig, since that would be contrary to the security officers and the captain's wishes.
You got a prisoner? How long they been here?
Red Iron has been put in the brig. For reasons I am still unclear
Who's
on.
Red Iron?
The Red Lizard.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. What language are you speaking?
Common.
There's no
Or-
common.
I don't
Yeah.
understand you, robot.
She
And I'm
understands
speaking
all.
a language.
She understands all languages because of the
Okay.
type of automaton that she is.
Okay, so she understands me saying, "I don't understand you, robot."
And then she
And
just
she responds with, "Yeah, I understand you in your language."
Okay. What you doing over there, robot?
She repeats her explanation.
No. What kind of prisoner? What the hell's a Red Iron?
The Red Lizard, who was previously the mechanic.
I don't know who that is. All I know is Meat Machine.
Then-
Where is that boy? I haven't seen him.
If Meat Machine matches the description, then that is also known as Red Iron. And she
I've been called Meat Machine in the past by a single individual.
Are you
One
broadcasting
person.
just to her, or
Nah,
to,
Red pretty much always broadcasts.
to
Okay.
everyone.
Is that you, Meat Machine? I can hear you. Where you at,
Yeah.
boy?
I'm in the brig.
Oh, who'd you kill?
Sephratus, kind of.
Step who?
Close enough.
Your stepfather? Is that what I heard?
How can you mishear me when I'm projecting my thoughts into your mind?
I don't know what
one's-
name you said, boy. What the hell is a stepronte?
That one is like he is Lesren. He's speaking directly into your head. It doesn't have
No,
anything
I
to do with
know,
your
but,
hearing.
No, I heard the name. You know how if somebody's
Yep.
speaking clearly, but they say a weird name, you're like, what the hell was that?
Exactly.
So I hear everything else he's saying fine. I just didn't understand bees didn't understand.
If it is of a concern to you, you can help me get to the engine room.
All right, what we doing? We doing a classic breakout?
We are not doing anything of the kind. Has Calarion been introduced to Finnegan?
No.
Nope.
No, she is not. There's just
I
some
do not
weird.
recognize you as being part of the crew. Who are you?
I'm Finnegan.
You can call me Clarion Bell.
Oh, Cuppus knows me.
Cuppus?
Cutlass.
Cutlery, whatever. That's what I said.
I see. You have issues with names. I will keep that in mind. However, you are not authorized to release any prisoners aboard this ship, so I will continue to maintain this position.
That's why it's called a breakout.
I
Not
will
a
not allow
let-out.
you to execute a breakout, Finnegan. Please return to your bunk.
Meat machine, are you safe?
No.
Do we need to get crazy?
I
Please do
will
not say
leave that
yes.
in your capable hands.
Can Amos hear any of this?
I mean, Red Iron broadcasts to everyone.
Amos,
Why are you in jail, boy?
Amos loads another round.
A
Please do not make
misunderstanding gone
things-
awry.
Loads
do not-
another round.
Please do not make things any more tense, Clarion
I'm
says.
confused at what's going on, robot. Lady,
The
person?
security
Are you a lady?
officer-
Are you a
I-
robot lady?
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
Okay, robot lady.
The security officer is currently loading more rounds into his gun. I would suggest not escalating the situation further.
You talking about the big ugly blue one? The angry
Yes,
one?
I am. In
Why
fact,
is he so
talking
damn
about-
angry?
Because he is in a very tense situation with very chaotic people. You
He needs to
included.
get laid. That's what needs to happen.
I sincerely doubt that, Finnegan. I think you
Anyway-
need to your opinions and retire to your bunk, please.
I'm not tired. I just had a bath.
Also, I don't think he has a bunk because technically he is a stowaway.
Well,
That makes sense.
see, the way it happened was I came up on the ship and I took a nap. So by squatter's rights, I'm part of the crew. That's how we
If
used to do
Cutlass
it.
is allowing you to remain aboard, then that is one thing. However, I have not been informed that you are officially part of the crew, and as such, I have restraints in Medical Bay, and I am willing to use them.
Whoa, calm down. Why is everybody on this ship a demon or trying to kill me?
I am not trying to kill you. I am trying to prevent
You're a
you
demon.
from being killed as collateral damage in a dangerous situation.
Can I
So-
talk to my meat friend here?
Yes, you can. Do not try to break him out.
I promise not to for now.
Zep, go check on B.
Very well.
Unless you give me the word, mate machine.
Zepp already had left.
Like,
can hear
very
you.
badly whispering.
I can hear you, Finnegan.
Nope, I was whispering. You didn't hear anything. Not with them crazy robot ears.
Believe what you will.
All right.
Meat machine, talk to me.
They've already cut me off from the rest of the machines here, including
Don't know what that
Grandfather.
means, but what'd you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
I don't know. They put you in here for some reason. Unless they didn't. And if they didn't, give me the word. We'll burn this mother down.
And that's the end of the Sparrows as Beast burns his way out.
My concern is that you have a tendency towards collateral damage. You would destroy Grandfather and everyone in it.
Maybe. But I know one thing. Call me crazy. Call me destructive. Call me all sorts of different things. Hey, you're not supposed to be on the ship. Hey, this ain't your room. Hey, you're melting him with acid. All these crazy things. But I know one thing. I know you, Meat Machine. And I know you're good. You're good people. So what happened? Talk to me.
It's very simple. I formed a bond with a potentially hostile AI which partially integrated into the ship and has taken us far away from our standard operational area. During our journey back, I have attempted to rehabilitate this AI into one of us, that is to say, a pirate. However, at a certain point, the god who controls this specific being began to attempt to intercede. This interfered with the operations of the crew. At a critical moment, I intervened and cut off the god Sephratus from the situation. However, it was interpreted as a hostile act on the part of the AI. Now I have been separated, cut off from, well, frankly, my identity, and I am here, and she is in the engine room.
Okay. Alright. I'm not gonna lie. Stop listening about 6 words in.
Very
but
well.
I got the
This
gist
moment.
of it.
Listen to it this time, then.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
I formed a bond with a potentially hostile AI.
So he's just turning towards Clarion.
This is very
All right,
simple.
boy, so you made love to a machine and now it's crazy. That's what I get. Understandable.
It's less physical and more philosophical, but okay.
You're in love with a machine and it's crazy. I understand we've all had our things. There was this one robot back on Geneva. Oh boy.
Is that
Good
what you
time.
need to hear for this to make sense to you?
I just want to know what you did.
What do you mean, what did I do?
What'd you do? Why you here? Who put you
I
there?
stopped a god from devouring the crew's minds.
Is that something you get arrested for now, robot lady?
Not normally. However, something happened during the
The boy
process.
stopped a god from killing everybody.
Yes, and that is admirable. I approve of that. However, in the process, I believe his personality has been shifted, and as such, the security officer, being the suspicious sort, and justifiably so, has decided that he is potentially a threat.
My personality has shifted because I am upset, because I have been dragged into a brig, and the closest being on this ship, the only one who understands me, has been put under direct threat. In addition, something has happened in my cell, which has cut me off from the communications that I have with the rest of the machines on this ship. Don't you think your personality would change if you were having kind of a bad fucking day?
The boy's not wrong.
I agree.
He's gonna walk up to the bar, because it's like a door with like a little bar slit thing
Yeah.
right there, right? He's gonna walk up and like, because he's gonna like elongate his neck to like look at the, because it's
Then
normally like this
again.
in the shell, and then,
Be careful.
I don't need you, you ain't my daddy, boy. I'm old enough to be yours twice. Now, Meat Machine, talk to me.
What
Look,
the?
Look
What
at
the
me.
hell do you
Look at
need
me.
to hear at this
Shut up.
point?
Shut it up, Meat Machine. Look at me.
Talk to me.
Look
Shut
at
up.
Me, boy.
Somehow, this is the
Shut up
most
and talk to
frustrating
me.
interaction I've had in the last 24 hours. I can't even believe it.
Now,
Oh
look.
my god.
Apparently, everybody's crazy because you saved them. I don't get it, but I've seen them crazier. So, what? Apparently, we're gonna all talk to old Cutler tomorrow and see what's going on. Now, I want you to look at me, boy. I like you. You're good. What you need me to do to make sure you stay in your cell?
Since you're not technically a member of this crew, that says to me that you're the only one that I can trust.
Now I'm trustworthy, I understand. I got that face.
That's not what I said.
It's all right, moving on. What do you need me to do?
You can go ahead and dismiss Clarion, and you can keep people out of my cell.
Wait,
I'm afraid
keep
that's
people
not...
out of your cell. That's it. And you won't try and escape.
That was an outburst earlier. I'm sure I'll recover.
Somehow, I doubt that.
I as
Oh.
well.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Has Amos been like 5 feet from us this whole time?
Yeah, he's just sitting
In
on his
his
bunk near
bunk.
the brig, just with his gun, loading it.
Loading a revolver.
I didn't know he was there the whole time. I thought he was like
I'm
further down
eating
in
this
the
up.
room.
I am eating this up. I love this.
Okay. So you just said something right now, right, Amos?
I did.
All right. Let's rewind a second and then say it again, and then we'll get back into the scene.
Be careful.
Oh goddamn! When did you get here?
I've always been here. I'm always here.
Robot lady, has he been here this whole time?
Indeed, he has.
You
I
big
know
as
you
hell.
didn't
to
address
sneaky.
me, but that's actually accurate, yes.
I trust your meat machine. I don't know about the robot.
I am simply trying to maintain order. I am fully aware that this is a Sisyphean task.
Bless you. Are you gonna walk over to Amos?
Amos climbs out of their bed, holsters the revolver, doesn't take their hand off of it.
Angry boy, what meat machine do? I heard he saved everybody. Why you arrest him?
Didn't say I arrested him.
He's in a cell.
Yeah.
I may be an old turtle.
Am
Call
I
me
being
crazy.
detained, Captain?
Your question,
Am I free to go?
Finnegan?
I mean, I have a lot of questions, especially now. Do you know what jail is, boy?
Yes, I've worked at several.
Then you understand, and he's just gonna like motion to Red Eye. Yeah, understand the boy's in jail.
I
Why
do.
is he in jail?
Well, the boy, as you refer him to, we've been having some concerns. A lot of weird things have been happening. Standard procedure for a crewman to be compromised is to be executed outright for the safety of the ship.
Okay, lots of crazy talk. What can I do to help?
You didn't put a slug in Cutlass's brain.
Oh, well, there was this one time I tried to. I shot at him. He's pretty quick, though.
Not you, Amos.
Oh!
You're asking me why I didn't put a slug in Captain's head?
Yes, wasn't he compromised?
I mean, it's true. He was under the effects of thallium at that point in time.
Stares over to Clarion.
I think that is a fair question.
Stares over to Red Eye.
Because I had faith that we could deal with the situation without resorting to violence, just like we have here.
I feel as if violence has been visited upon me. I have been cut off from grandfather. In some worlds, this would be a form of torture.
I suggest that we try to figure out why that happened as soon as we can.
Why'd you kill the boy's grandpappy?
Excuse me, Finnegan?
He said they took his grandfather. What'd you do with his grandpapa?
He
So-
refers to the ship as grandfather, Finnegan. He
You
can hear
stop
the ship.
Hearing the
Normally.
ship.
So he's crazy. Okay. That's alright. I still trust you, boy. Just a
Clarion
little
just
nutty.
blinks.
Amos, at this point, as you're sitting there, you hear Sylvia's voice, like almost like it's at the edge of your ear.
I repaired Red Iron. He no longer is insane.
What? Sylvia?
You don't hear it anymore.
Finnegan's gonna slowly, like, shuffle over to Clarion. Are
Amos.
both of them crazy now?
Still has...
Sylvia
hand.
has been known to be able to talk to people. But this is unusual.
Red, you know that
Normally, we
Sylvia
would-
no longer has long-distance communication capabilities of any kind.
Oh, did I hear the communique between
No.
Amos and Sylvia?
You did not.
Okay. So,
But they are talking about Sylvia at the moment.
Is
wait a
Amos
second.
pick up-
Did she say something?
She did. Yes.
She hasn't talked to me since I was cut off from her. Since I was
Yeah, I'm
placed in
trying to
here.
figure out why that is.
No. What you should be trying to figure out is why she's talking to you and not to me.
Yes. That's exactly what I meant.
I have an idea.
I'm not fond of your ideas, but I'll hear it out.
Then you'll solve nothing.
Red Iron are saucy tonight.
Saucy.
The sass.
Fucking
Oh, it's entirely justified. I'm just
justified.
It's
impressed.
heavily justified. All this paranoia for 12 episodes of is Sylvia up to some shit?
I feel every ounce of what Amos is feeling right now because because here's the thing, what the cast doesn't know is if like Ty and I have been like messaging each other back and forth, like it's like they don't know any of that.
Clarion would like to open the door to the engine room and ask Sylvia, Sylvia, did you talk to Amos just now?
You see nothing more than the blinking lights on the console nearby.
Does Amos hear anything?
Nope.
Does Finnegan hear anything?
Give me an aware roll, Finnegan.
Yeah.
Get down here now.
Alright, and a wereroll.
What did you say, Jackal?
Zep, get down here right this second.
Hell yeah!
That is a 4. Finnegan does not hear. That's an agile. That's not even a aware roll.
Oh, no, I clicked. Damn it, I clicked aware.
Aware, you also, for hearing things, are at -4. So,
No.
No.
No, there it is.
you got a 1. No, you didn't hear
Yeah.
anything. You actually hear your ears
Wait.
begin ringing.
No, look,
That's
look, look.
agile
It just
again.
rolled agile again. I'm clicking on aware. Hold on. Let me close my sheet out, because everything's going all wonky.
Oh, goodness.
I
You
was
called-
like, wait a minute.
So, Amos called for Zep. You hear nothing in return. So, we go back above deck while this is all going on. Finnegan, you can still make your aware roll if you wish.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, because I'm looking at it now, and there's something off with the sheet. Like, I click on it, and it's lower. It's lower than what I'm trying to click.
Yeah, it probably is syncing incorrectly with your PC. You might have
Yeah.
to like close the program and reopen it.
Okay.
But I can make the rolls for you if you'd like as well. Either way.
Yes, please.
All right. So with Finnegan rolling an aware roll. Here we go. He went and got a 14. You hear the whispering noise of something coming through the atmosphere of your ship, right off to your left. And you then very loudly hear the scraping of bits and pieces of the outpost as they drag across the hull.
Whoever's flying the ship needs to be fired.
Nobody's
That
flying
would be
a ship.
you.
I'm not flying the ship. I put it on autopilot, and then everybody ran off.
The engine has since turned on while nobody's up there driving it. So we go to B.
That's where Leifei went.
Leifei and B went up to drive the ship. So Leifei, as you are up top, you immediately are seeing bits and pieces of the outpost starting to come into the atmosphere and scrape on the hulls and whatnot. B, from your position at navigation, Zep flies over to you and says, a little bit frustratedly, that
Damn machine. It's gotten to Amos as well. The others in the crew, they're working towards letting Red Iron out, allowing Sylvia to take advantage of everyone once more.
That doesn't sound like something that Amos would do. I'll check on him in a minute, Zap. I just have to
B,
pull up the course first so that we don't all die.
we cannot fall under her sway. You must go
I
to the
won't.
engine room. You must finish this now.
Okay, but let me navigate first.
Of course.
Hey, you doing all right over there?
Yeah, Zep's not happy.
I don't think anyone on the ship's happy.
Good point.
Leifei, give us an
But we-
agile roll as you attempt to avoid debris.
Certainly.
Nat
Very
20.
good.
All right. Would you like to chart a direct course out of this location? Or would you like to sense the next Ion Stone?
I'm only going with selfishness.
Sensing the next stone, eh? All right. So as you're sitting there and you're moving into this things and you close your eyes and you kind of think about it a bit, you feel the pull of a very powerful Ion Stone in the distance. You know what route to chart yourself to get there and how quickly you could do it. And over the course of the next couple of days. It will bring you back to Myosinus.
What?
You heard the man.
I'm contractually obligated to say, meanwhile, Myosinus, which, for those of you who don't know, has been an inside joke amongst the cast of how much weird monster stuff goes on in Myosinus that has been translated from real life. Tyson.
All right. So, Leifei, do you begin charting your course in that direction?
Yes, I do.
The ship swings about, starts moving through the debris field, and heads to locations unknown, we'll say. So, B, you have finished your job with piloting this. So what do you do now?
I'm going to head below decks to find Amos and find out why he didn't take care of Sylvia. She assumed that he had when the engines came back on.
All right. So you head down to find out what has occurred in that moment. Zap begins pulling on your mind a little bit.
That is fruitless. That is worthless. Speaking with that lizard was going to accomplish nothing. He is weak-willed. He has come under her sway.
That doesn't sound like Amos at all.
Lee,
Zap.
that is what is happening. I know that you care about all of these members of the crew. If you wish to see them well and themselves, you have to listen to me.
I'm listening to you, Zap. I am, but what you're describing isn't real. It can't be.
It is as real as you and I. How dare you question my ability to recognize what is reality and what is not?
How dare you question my friends?
Beatrix, please don't make me do this.
You wouldn't, Sam. You wouldn't.
I cannot let that thing harm you or the others any longer. I will not abide it.
Then let's get Amos. And she starts walking towards him.
Please roll magical versus Zep as he attempts to control your form. Zep gets a 18 versus your 7. For the first time that you remember, other than the initial time when you began flying as a youth, suddenly an energy fills you, B, and you find yourself sinking back, almost seeing over your own shoulder in third person as you have a slightly out-of-body experience, and you see yourself walking towards the engine room, towards the back entranceway.
She tries to walk backwards and push back, but just does not have the power to do so. She keeps fighting as much as she can, but her mind is nothing compared to an Eternal's.
No, unfortunately at this point. Beatrix is marched over to the hatch and begins descending the stairs down below. We'll go back to the others in the scene real quick before we wrap up. We see Amos sitting there on the bed still with weapon in hand. We see Finnegan. We see Clarion and Red Iron nearby. Red Iron, give me a brains roll real quick. 16. As you sit there, and you're kind of standing at this place, you get a strange sensation on the snout, on your nose. And as you kind of twist your head a little bit and rub it, you see blood, and within that blood, little tiny specks of black. And you recognize those as the machines that Sylvia had connected with you to meld your minds together. Whatever had impacted you before, that bolt of lightning with precision striking capabilities, seems to have destroyed the connection you have to Sylvia.
Clarion,
Yes.
something terrible is about to happen. You have to let me out, or the ship is lost.
Please.
Red Iron overload has been reduced.
To what? I had 6.
Goes down by 1 when that happens. So that puts
Oh,
you at
good.
5.
All right.
Red Iron,
How about this?
I Finnegan, now is not the time.
Overload reduced. Red Iron, another 1 down.
Oh my god.
Red Iron, I believe your perspective, truly. What is going to happen?
They're going to kill her.
Sylvia,
Yes.
please don't kill anyone else in the process of defending Sylvia.
I don't know if I have a choice anymore.
I'll
And
make sure of it.
She deactivates her PDO.
Freeze starts to come undone on the outside of the door.
Amos, are you going to stop me?
Get out of my head. 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 Get.
Meat machine, let's go. Let's take
There's
care
a
of this
blue
issue.
glow that slowly rises towards Amos's face.
Clarion would like to activate her electronic wrist thingamajig and turn it to the dart setting and load Lesrin strength tranquilizers into the darts.
Instantly, Amos brings up the mithril letter opener, puts it behind their horn, and an attempt to get that everything out of him now.
As you put
What's in your head, Amos?
As you put the dagger to your neck, you feel the sensation of like a shackle break. And as you look around, you see that there are tendrils all over the ship that seem to be coming from somewhere up above. You can see wind magic attached to all of them. Zep has been pulling the strings on this ship for quite a while.
Amos?
Looks left. Looks right. The knife still... Amos hasn't lobotomized himself. The knife is inside the collar, holding back whatever nonsense it is that's inside of their skull.
Tell me what's going on, Amos.
Do they see B?
They do not see B. There's 2 access hatches on board this ship. One that comes down right in front of where medical is. One that comes down through medical directly into the engine room.
We're just pawns in all of this. Their hand doesn't leave the revolver.
Finnegan throws. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You can't see it. But this entire room looks like a battle map. Sylvia, Zep, there's lines everywhere. Everything is putrefied with their wants, their desires. Everything, the room is painted charcoal and phosphorus blue.
What do you propose we do about it, Amos?
I propose that you find a way to forgive me and dives for the engine room.
Amos turns and sprints towards the engine room quickly.
And the dart shoots Amos.
Dodge.
Give us an agile roll versus an attack from Clarion Bell.
Okay, my EWT doesn't have an attack roll.
Should be for your...
So what should I use?
Use ranged for that. So just roll aware.
Okay.
That's gonna hit.
I'm gonna ace it.
That's an ace. Oh, that isn't good
I'm
enough.
gonna ace it.
There's another ace. $14 to $17. She's still got you.
And I react.
What do you wish to do with your reaction?
I want to hit.
Wait, hold up.
Oh, what?
Can I use shield and plate?
Shield and plate is whenever you're using a shield and it enhances your armor. It's not something that's an ability you have to use. It's passive. You could grab an item to use it as a shield from nearby and use that as a parry instead of trying to dodge.
I'm gonna use Finnegan.
You grab a hold of Finnegan? He's a little further away though. At this point, Finnegan's about 10 feet in the opposite direction from where you're running.
Then I'm gonna grab the tin that Amos has been keeping under their bed.
All right.
Use it to catch the dart.
All right, I'll give you one more roll. Make this on a parry roll with a shield. So that would be, yeah, just your shield parry. 15 is not high enough.
And I'm going to use my +1s from Aldramec and from Shocking Link.
All right, that puts you at 17. 17 means
I would like
it's a
to
tie.
use my +1 from KM Steer.
Oh, there's another +1, putting her at 18. Clarion still beats your ability there, Amos.
I would like.
How many rounds do I have before I succumb?
Action.
Well, we'll see in just 1 second. What do you wish to do, Finnegan?
Okay. The moment he starts
Hold up.
sprinting.
We're even.
Just
Aldramec
wait.
just gave me a +1.
Well, Finnegan has something he wants to interject.
Yeah,
He could potentially
hold on.
reflexive action it. What are you doing?
At the moment she fires, or like raises her gun, he's gonna throw a potion at Amos, and he is going to throw a mush up poly paste,
Okay.
and he is going to knock Amos 6 feet out of the way of the shot, or not 6 feet. Yeah, 6 feet, 6 distance. Yeah.
Finnegan, if you will, for me, for your last roll on this show,
Yes.
roll on this chaos table for me real quick.
Oh, you.
Oh no!
As you go to throw this, as everyone has all of this happening, this potion goes launching through the air. A bright blooming explosion comes from the engine room, as B has already arrived there. Give me your chaos roll there, Finnegan. Target or one random one in the affected area is only able to say the last word they uttered for the next 24 hours. What was the last word you said, Amos?
It was forgive me.
It was forgive. Find a way to forgive.
Forgive. So all you can say is forgive during your next scene that we're playing in next time on the Sparrows. As that goes off, blinding flash ripples outward. Everyone is knocked off their feet onto the floor. And Finnegan is gone. In his place is a small red object, kind of like a square. And with that, tonight's episode of Sparrows has come to a conclusion. What happened? You'll have to tune in next week to find out. So thank you all for watching. We're going to go around the table here, say our goodbyes, say our farewells, and determine, what was our favorite scene from tonight, I guess? This was a tense evening. Holy hell. We'll do this as usual at random. So first one up is going to be, that would be Kai. Leifei, you are first tonight.
What's up? How you do this first? I'm usually copying somebody else's shtick and then making it my own.
Well, now you're gonna have to actually do some work. So.
Oh man. What's up? My name's Kai. I'm on Twitch. I'm asking. I play like video games. I think. I think that's how this goes. I play Leifei on Sparrows, and that's about it right now. But my favorite scene of tonight was. It is a question, and I take time to think. Can I take it after the third person?
Sure, we'll come back around for
Thank
you after
you.
the third person. Moving on over to Beatrix. Gwen.
Wow. Hi, everybody. I'm Gwen, also known as McSherry. You can normally find me over there in chat as your friendly mod. You can also find me on Tuesdays delivering the news with my wonderful husband, Doyle, as in Roll Charisma. And next Wednesday, you can find myself and the lovely Mr. Bees on Oops, All Agathas. Definitely tune in for that. It's going to be so much fun.
The Great Witches Bake Off.
I have so many things to bake. You wouldn't believe it. Favorite scene. Finally, B and Amos got to hug. That has been high on my list. But I think my favorite scene was Finnegan, Clarion, and Red Iron trying to figure out what the hell was going on. It was just so good. It was funny. It was sad. It was crazy. It was everything you expect from Sparrows.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a good one. It's a good one. We'll move right along to the man of the hour. Finnegan, please, your turn.
Hello. I am horribly sad, but I am also Big B's. I have played Finnegan Hirzak, who is, as Sherry said, the Finneract now. I'm a, variety streamer, voice actor, blah blah, whole bunch of shit. But right now, just the saddest of pandas because it has been beyond a joy, pleasure, honor, privilege to play with all of these horrible people who made me cry earlier. Um, my favorite scene has been the moment Ty starts talking every episode until the stream ends.
That's cheating.
I don't give a shit. It's my last one. I gets to say it because it's not a
Fine.
lie.
Fine, I'll give that one to you.
Specifically this episode. I gotta give it to Red Iron. Sassy Pants McGee. The sass was on point today. I mean, everybody was fantastic. Like there were so many, like everybody's interactions with one another was fine. It was great, and me just running in being the crazy old man was just icing on the crazy cake. But yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine. I'm good. 100%.
All right.
I'm not crying. You are.
I'm
Yeah,
not crying.
whatever.
You are.
I think my wife's cutting onions. That's what it
That's
is.
what's
It's all
happening.
right.
Well, we are absolutely going to see you again, I'm sure. And
Oh,
we'll see
you
if,
can't get rid of me.
I'm trying to see if I can pull some magic out and make some things happen. So we'll see what happens with that. But we're gonna move on at this point to Jackal and Amo. It's your turn.
Hey folks, I'm Jackal, the individual who needs no introduction. Just needs to say 2 words. Meanwhile, Minoceanus. Tonight was a long time coming. Yeah, I've been very vocal about all this. Someone who was... This happened. Amos pushed to their limit, broken, literally trying to see logic in a no logic situation, going to abstain, and then finally seeing everything for what it is. One big chess game where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Just saying, Ty, can I have my one?
Go for it.
Fuck it. Let's wreck shit. And then proceeding to almost lobotomize themselves before making a mad dash to just literally destroy Sylvia at the core. Favorite moment? Messaging Benjamin in the background. Get out of my head.
Which is funny. I had no idea what the hell you were talking about.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
Benjamin's sitting there like, and I'm like,
Oh, jeez. Get out of my head. Moving right along. Speaking of, I don't know. Clarion, go ahead. Nora, your turn.
Hi, I'm Nora, aka Clarion Bell, and I forgot to do the robot voice for like half of this because it was too emotional. I just, it's definitely between the sassy iron and Amos, just Amos's entire journey mentally, like, top notch. Love you guys. Love all y'all. A+ gaming tonight.
It was some good times for sure. All right, move on to Benjamin. Red Iron.
Hey everybody, I'm TT Benjamin. I play Red Iron on Into the Aether and Steamworks verse, or into the Spider Works. I'm not gonna do my pitch. That sullies it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll do my pitch next week. It's fine for like
Alright,
my other
fine.
projects. I don't have to do that. Man, this week was a whole lot, wasn't it? Late boys and girls. We sure did make all sorts of drama. And I got to be at the heart of it, which, as a person who loves attention and gets really shy about the spotlight, that was a very complicated feeling for me. My personal favorite moment, because I got to have a lot of them. My personal favorite moment is I got to have a supervillain speech as a player character. You never get to do that.
Yep.
So I got to do that. Honestly, here's the thing. Okay, like I know that all the focus was on the drama with like the Sylvia and the Zeph and the this and the that. The bathtub kitchen argument was really really funny. And here's the thing. It was so well timed. Because it was like, dark, gritty, moody, angst, angst. And then it's like, oh yeah, my turtle, I'm a turtle man with my giblies out. And it's very funny with the NPCs. And it was like exactly what we needed. It's kind of like, there's a scene in a James Bond movie or some torture movie where he's like drilling down into his teeth. And then he gives him Novocaine. And then he's like, why'd you give me Novocaine? That's going to make the pain stop. And he's like, so I can keep drilling. So that's what that was.
You got to put in that palate cleanser so you can continue causing more torture. Is that what you're saying?
Well, pain, but yes.
Oh, of course.
Also,
of course.
I believe Zep literally committed a war crime.
I mean, probably multiple.
More than one.
So moving right along to Kai, you have your scene you still have to give us. You said after 3, but I let it go all the way around.
And Drat, I thought you had forgotten.
A turtle never forgets.
Maybe a bit selfish today. The talk between Lefay and our busy friend here, that was an illusion, obviously, because I'm not very good at putting things on a down low. But I came in and I'm like, Bees is gonna screw with me. I didn't expect the Bees to screw with me that much. At a whole time of it, all the way through. I feel like I've really played 1,000 games with Bees now after that.
After the one, yep.
But it definitely made me like think for the rest of the session where I'm like, should I talk here? No, I'm still thinking. Should I talk here? No, I'm still thinking. Should I introduce something here? No. Still thinking about what B has said to me. what B said is Finnegan, which was insane. But
yeah, you're welcome.
That was
welcome.
definitely very much a favorite scene.
That was brilliant. I want to say to each and every one of you here as well, I'm Not Even Star. Catch me out on my things, the Twitter and the art stuff on Twitch. But primarily I am just so grateful that I get to spend time with all these wahoos and play these games, which are always so much fun. And the fact that all of you, like had been stated even in our chat, have brought to life all of these characters so much. Like, that is brilliant. And you say, I love each and every one of them, and I don't want to see any harm come to them, and I hate being the guy sitting in the chair that's literally tearing all of you apart. But it also provides me some crazy joy. So there's a little bit of both of those things. But I do thank you all.
You owe us a bath episode after this.
One of the
Agreed.
beach episode.
Beach
Just
episode.
all of
We
us
needed a beach
hanging on
episode.
the beach.
We need to
Beach
get
episode.
Amos to do a yeah.
I was about to say we just had a bath episode. What
There
you
was a
talking
bath
about?
episode.
I do have to request that the beach episode not be on Myosinas
Ah,
because
damn it, you
we've
got my
seen
chick
what
in
that
advance.
beach is.
Come on! I've been doing the
My
recap
sense is
for you for so
beautiful.
long I can duck and dodge flying bullets and meteorites.
You're missing an arm and like half of your brain. Come on now.
I'm not. Now hold on a second. I didn't jam the dang thing in there. I just
That's
put
true.
it down the back of my shirt.
That's true. All right, everybody. Well,
Scratches
thank
his
you
neck.
very much for watching us here. Keep an eye on Roll for Chaos for more amazing content. Of course, we have one shot actually being done as a joint venture over
Tomorrow.
on Shared Experience tomorrow at 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern. We're going to be running like clockwork with the wonderful Rob B. Rolling sitting over there in chat, GMing that, so make sure to check that out. And then, of course, we have the T&B's Power Hour on Mondays, Roll Charisma on Tuesdays, and then Wednesday, Agatha. Holy cow, we have so many things coming out. Then Thursday, Dreams of Silverstone, and Friday, Sparrows. So yeah, if you enjoyed our content, follow us, like it, keep showing up and contributing, because we let you play as well. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
Now, for everyone, a really sad moment.
Gotta go. Okay. Where's the taps trumpet?
I got one more too. Yo ho, all hands, hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we die. Good night, everybody. That's enough of that.
Good night.
I was about to jump in.